5 southbound at Moores Lane, and Laverne a crash. Left shoulder block 24 eastbound before Old Hickory Boulevard South. I'm Ken Weaver.
If you line it up with a key, you'll be okay. If you go beyond that, you can overmodulate.
All right, kids, here we are. Here we go. It's a Thursday edition of the Matt Murphy Radio. Oh, that was abrupt. Thursday edition of the Matt Murphy Radio Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. God bless you, and thank you for being with us whatever time you're able to give us. We're certainly appreciative of it. It is February the 12th, 2026. You probably know that by now. It is episode 976 of our gatherings together on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. And today we are out and about, and we invite you to come out and about and be with us. We're at T-Line. We're over at basically the Nations is the best way to describe it, just off of I-40 off Charlotte Pike, and we're here till 7 o'clock tonight. This is a fabulous facility, one that I did not know existed until recently, and we started talking about this event. I understand that most of you don't really think about curling until the Winter Olympics come around, but let me tell you something. You need to start thinking about getting over here because they got bowling lanes, they got a beautiful bar, they've got libations, they've got food, and they've got curling. They got 3, I guess, I don't know what Jackson, what would we call these? Lanes?
Lanes.
Is that what they are?
It looks fun, man. I think me and you are going to have to get out there. We're going to have to test our skills on the ice. They do have something. I know you hurt your back. Robert Walsh over on the zone, our cohort on the zone. He had this stick thing that he could push with.
Oh, no, I'm bending over, man. I'm doing it. You know what? I'm going to fight through the pain. I'm going to play, what do they say, that you can play hurt, not injured? I guess that's right.
So, Brian Wilson, if you were listening, be prepared to come into work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true because I might throw the old back out, but I'll give it a go. This looks a lot of fun, y'all. I mean, seriously. I mean, it looks like bowling on steroids.
I have been having a ball. I have completely abandoned my duties, and I have bowled. I've done a little curling, and it has been a time and a half. Ken Weaver can attest. I haven't done anything all day, right, Weaver?
Brother Jackson's been taking care of the cameras for us, but mostly Brother Jackson's been having fun.
This is like Jackson Williams' day off.
Yeah.
The 2026 reboot of the 1980s classic Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I am just running around. I'm trying to avoid Murphy. I'm like, oh, there he is. I need to run away. I need to go over here and bowl.
Hold on a second. Am I the principal in this movie?
Absolutely.
I don't want to be the principal guy.
Let me tell you something. If Brother Murphy's the principal, I'm going to that school.
Wait. Is he? Rooney? Was his name Rooney? Principal Rooney?
And
it had to be Rooney.
I think it is Rooney.
I'm going to get that little bleep.
And Ferris Bueller's?
Yeah, I think it was Rooney. Y'all tell me on the Super Text line. I've got it up and running. Super Text line is up and going at 615-737-9986. 615-737-9986. You can also give us a call if you so desire. Now, right before we come on air, and Jackson and I had not seen much of one another because he's running the cameras. If you're watching on Super Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Jackson's in control of making sure the cameras are on and they're functioning as they should be, or at least as best they should be. And then Ken Weaver's out here, of course, and Chad was out here as well. So Jackson and I have not had a chance to talk very much. Jackson slides over to me a few minutes ago, Ken, and he sits down and he says, so are we going to have a fun show today?
We got to have a fun show.
And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, I just feel weird talking about all that serious stuff. We're not going to talk about the Epstein files today, are we? I just feel weird because we're out, we're having a good time. It feels like a Friday, doesn't it?
Oh,
it does.
Big
time.
It's going to be so weird going into work tomorrow. I feel like I'm ready for the weekend. I feel like it is the weekend right now because, I mean, I'm just hanging out at a sports bar. You know, there's curling, there's the Olympics on. And this is just awesome.
I feel like Jackson's in his element.
He is in his element.
I would like to do the show every day from here.
I'd go for that.
It'd be a different kind of show, I believe, boys.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a different kind of show. How are those sliders? Did you try one of those sliders?
I did not. I was good. I
You
stayed
said
away
no.
from him.
Did you hear what I told Chad? Y'all didn't hear this. Chad said, Chad's a pusher, by the way.
Yes,
He's a
he
pusher.
is.
He said, Matt, have a slider. I said, no, I'm good. No, Matt, have a slider. I said, no. He said, you got to have a slider. Now, if you know anything about me, as soon as you say you
That's where
have
he
to,
lost
dot,
you.
dot, dot, or
Yeah.
you got to, dot, then it's over. But I looked at him and I said, no means no, Benson.
I did see that, yes.
Pushing them sliders.
I
They
tell you
look
what
good,
I did
boy.
have, though. I had some of that pudding. Oh, my goodness.
So that pudding, and I hope that Lisa and Henry are listening. Lisa and Henry are our new best friends in Mount Pleasant. They're our neighbors from across the street. They're great people. They've known the Wilsons have known the Walkers for some time, and I have met now the Walkers, and they brought us some of that delicious banana pudding
Son of
as
a biscuit
as
eater.
a welcome to town. And then so we ate all of that. The in-laws were in town. I was down in the back, and we ate all of that. And today she texts me and says, what time are you leaving? And I said, well, probably about 11 o'clock. I got to do some things. She said, well, don't leave before I bring you banana pudding. She said, I know that Jackson Williams and Ken Weaver will want
Yes,
some
sir.
banana pudding.
Yes, ma'am, and you were correct, and I appreciate you for it.
Yes, sir.
Good pudding?
Oh, incredible
I loved
pudding.
it. I loved it. No, I haven't had any of today's batch, but I did have some of it last weekend, and it was so good.
And if you're watching on Super Talk TV, you could see Ken Weaver shoveling some in his mouth right as we were opening the show.
Oh, yeah.
Ken forgot he was on.
So I thought about that.
Oh, yeah.
As Weaver he was just cramming it.
Son of a biscuit. I've already lost nincompoops because I am the one. I am the nincompoop for eating pudding on the air.
I would love it if one of our listeners are the smartest listening audience on planet Earth. I would love it if they would just go back on the old YouTube channel and screen capture that as Weaver was just
Good grief.
Desperately shoveling it in his.
the show. He just finished the news. He just finished the traffic. It's time to eat some pudding.
Goodness gracious.
You look good doing it. We do have serious matters. A few, not many, Jackson,
Okay.
but a few serious matters that
Yes,
we
sir.
will get to today. We'll take your telephone calls all afternoon long at 615-737-9986. It's sincerely my favorite thing to do. Bell K's back at home base, and Bell has the difficult task of listening to us have a great time while he actually has to do work.
Brother Bilal
This is
does
kind
have
of-
to do work.
This is
And
kind of a jip.
It is.
It really is, brother. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, when you get nicknamed Headless Bell, that means that you have to do these types of things when we get out and about. Bell, I appreciate you. Let me in on the StreamYard if you don't mind at some point.
Okay.
You're a good man. No, Bell will be there till 7 o'clock. He'll be screening your telephone calls at 615-737-9986. Once again, it is my favorite thing to do to interact with you these afternoons together. And on this Thursday, I'm going to lean on those telephone calls a little more forcefully as we allow you, the audience, to kind of lead the direction in any manner of your choosing. We're going to learn about curling today. Ken, you've already – I heard you and Chad talking to a fella, PJ?
Yeah,
Is that his name?
PJ, yeah. He's one of the fellows that runs this place.
Y'all have already gotten something of an education on the issue of curling.
Yes, sir.
First impression when you walked through the door. First impression when you walked through the door and saw the, what is it, the rink, the arena, the lanes.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, the first impression I got is I love the outdoor area.
Oh, no, it's nice.
With the fireplace
Yeah.
where you can sit and enjoy great food and drink and that sort of thing. But, yeah, when I saw the curling lanes, I was like you. I thought, boy, those are really long.
That's a lot longer than you think
yeah,
it is.
they don't look
They
that
don't
long
look that way on
TV.
television. They do not.
How many yards do you think that is?
Oh, that's a good 30 yards.
Boy, oh, boy.
I think-
Jackson, I think that's 50.
I think that's about 50 yards.
No,
that may
that's
be
30.
more.
That's 50 yards.
Well, are we going to do you know if we're going to be able to talk to somebody?
We will.
Okay.
You want to take some bets on it?
Yeah.
I'm going to bet. All right, we got to get exact numbers. I'm writing it down. KJM. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I'm betting that is 46 yards.
Ooh, getting technical with
46. 46 yards.
All right.
All right, Jackson?
30 yards.
Jackson is woefully short, Ken. Woefully short. There's no way that is just 30 yards. Ken?
I'm saying 45 yards.
Ooh, we're we're going to play some price.
I'm getting strategic.
He's playing some Price is Right rules. Closest without going over.
What was yours, Matt?
Mine was 46. Have you looked it up, Bell?
I have.
I bet I'm right, huh?
It is 45 to 46 meters. So what does that translate to in yards?
Son of a biscuit eater.
Wait, hold on a second. Ken, you didn't cheat, did you?
No, sir.
Okay, I didn't either. You said it's 45 to 46 meters,
Yes.
and Ken guessed 45 yards, and I guessed 46 yards. And everybody knows that a yard is basically a meter. Come on.
Brother Bilal's messing with us.
Are you messing with us, Bell?
Not at all.
So, would one of our smart listeners, and I know that there are a few of you out there, go ahead and do some conversions for us? Tell us what. And wait a minute. What do you mean at 45 to 46? That's kind of vague.
Well,
That's
maybe
what
there's
it
a kids
said.
table.
That's what I looked up on Google, and it says it's typically 146 to 150 feet, and that comes out to 45 to 46 meters. And it doesn't say anything about why it will vary.
We're going to find out.
Maybe it's the conversion, Matt.
Hold on. I'm going to convert this.
I'll put it to you boys this way. Oklahoma's field goal kicker could make this with 20 yards to spare.
You said it's 145 feet?
146 to 150 feet.
146 to 150 feet. So I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to say 148 feet to yards is 49.333 yards.
That means Brother Murphy won.
Hello.
I won.
Jackson,
Williams claims victory.
Jackson, you played ball in high school, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all do well at your ball team?
We did. We went to state, lost, but we went.
I can imagine why, because your coach told you that 50 yards was 30 yards and told you to run gassers.
I'm just eyeballing it. It does not look like 50 yards.
Well, it is.
I was getting ready to say, man,
It looks longer than 30.
It's close to 50 yards just looking at it.
Maybe we can get a Ken Weaver 40-yard dash on the ice.
I did a thing. I did a thing with a former producer. We need to bring this back. I did a thing with a former producer, and the only reason I lost to this contest was because they would not allow me on the radio to use actual beer. But we did a 40 versus 40 challenge. I told him that I could slam a 40-ounce beer quicker than he could run a 40-yard dash.
But they made you do root beer, didn't they?
But no, they made me do water.
Oh, that's easy. I could do that.
Well, water's harder. Kirby's right. I think I could have taken – he beat me. He got there before I did. But let me tell you, I feel like if I could have drank beer, I would have won. That's all I said about that.
I'd have quit working at that station.
Yeah, I know. It was some silly what was the company named? It's named after clouds. I can't remember. Anyway, John in Lawrenceburg has done the math for us. 45 yards equals 49.2196 meters, which puts me right in the zone. I appreciate that. TV says, ask PJ if one of the owners is Mark Bulger. I've heard that. Have we heard that?
Yes,
is that
Mark
true?
Bulger is one of the owners, former NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be.
Rams?
Yes.
Probably when they were in St. Louis?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay. I'll be.
I'll lean on you. You're the resident sports expert of the Matt Murphy Show on Super Talk 99.7 WGN, Jackson. So if Jackson's wrong, send all your cards and letters to him.
He is known best for his time with the Rams.
What did he? Who else did he play with?
Didn't he go to the Giants for a little bit, Kirby?
Well, maybe Mark's here and we can sit down and
Buffalo.
talk with him. Who knows?
Maybe we can have him on.
Maybe the producer will just get off his hiney and actually do something other than eating banana pudding. I don't know.
And bowl. I bowled earlier.
Did you bowl? How'd you do?
I threw a lot of gutter balls, but they went real fast.
I am a Ken. How are you at bowling?
I'm good for the first round. Mm-hmm. Then it gets progressively worse as I go along. I could do.
Does that have anything to do with his right hand curls?
It might.
Yeah,
it might.
yeah.
Like I think the highest I've ever scored was over 200.
I've done that.
But then after that, it was like down around 100, and it went steadily lower after that.
It's a slow decline.
I can't even hit triple digits with the bumpers.
I just want to find out if we put some grippers on your ass, if I can slide you down.
No, the grippers make it to where you don't slide.
Okay, then we won't have grippers on your ass. We'll just if I can just get you on the ice and just slide you down and see if I can score some points.
And Weaver's the sweeper.
So the sweeping is designed to speed it up or change direction.
Yes,
so
sir.
there's no mechanism by which they can slow it down. You cannot slow it down legally. Okay.
I mean, you can always use your foot. We're not playing for keeps here.
Man, those guys, this event is going to make me even more impressed with the curlers that we see on television. And let me tell you something. And here's the deal. And this is kind of subject number one on the Matt Murphy Show. I don't see a single soul. I'm looking over at our sports compatriots over there. I'm looking at Ken Weaver. I'm calling all of y'all out because I don't see a single one of you dressed in the red, white, and blue. Not a single one.
Well, I'm dressed in America's college team, the Tennessee Volunteers.
I got on blue underpants.
Not one of y'all. Not Slay, not Daugherty, not Paul Mason, not one of you. Maybe I'll give Rich a pass over there.
Rich has got some red on.
But y'all need to dress in America's colors. We're in the Olympics, y'all. Come on. Good gracious.
How about this? USA! USA! USA!
USA! Bell, I bet Bell loves that back at home base. We're pegging the meters, as they say. All right. I'll tell you, I love America more than I dislike the Olympics. That's subject A. I love America so much.
I got it.
So every year I say, I'm not watching the Olympics. Every time it's on, summer games, winter games, I'm like, I don't care about any of this crap. I don't want to watch. I'm not going to get into it. And every time it's on, I get into it. You know why? Because I love the United States of America.
Because you want to see the Americans win.
I cannot tell you the last – as a matter of fact, I don't know of a time in my life that I've watched a single Olympic event that did not involve an American. Does that make sense? So if Sweden is playing Uganda in some, weirdo sport, I'm out. But if America's involved, I don't care what it is. I'm rooting for the United States of America because that's how much I love my country.
Yes, sir.
Go USA. 23 after the hour. We've got to, speaking of go to break. We'll be back in a moment live from T-Line in the Nations in Nashville, Tennessee. Come on out and see us on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. You know pain is bad. That's why they named their website painisbad.com. They know it, too. If you've got pain in your neck, in your knees, in your hips, in your elbows, or your back, or your back, or your back, or your back, you need to get some help from the Wellness Institute of Nashville, and they do it in a natural fashion. Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Ashley are my doctors, and I want them to be your doctors when it comes to your back. They've helped alleviate some of the back pain that I went through when I threw my back out about a week or so ago, and they can do the same for you. Whether it's back pain, neck pain, sciatica, a slipped or bulging disc, whatever it might be, they have the therapy for you. Whether it's spinal decompression or the brand new Hydro Wave, they're the only place in the United States of America, not the United States, only place in Tennessee, I should say, that has the Hydro Wave, and it's right there at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Give them a call today and schedule your appointment at 615-246-5009. 615-246-5009 or online at painisbad.com. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to the Wellness Institute of Nashville.
Environmental advocates say it's a dangerous step backward, what the Trump administration announced today. I'll tell you all about it coming up at 3:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you, Ken Weaver. Ken's out here at T-Line. We're out here at T-Line, and we wish you were out here at T-Line. Come on out and see us. T-Line is the place. It is Ken Weaver. I heard you describe it how to get. You get off on 40. You get on 40.
Yeah. You take
westbound.
40 toward Memphis.
All right.
Then you get off at White Bridge Pike.
That's exit 204B.
204B.
And then
you take a quick left on Robinson.
That's right. Boom.
And then a right on Duluth, and you can't miss it.
No, you can't miss it. It's a beautiful facility. It's kind of it's almost a little bit of a hidden gem.
It is.
Over here. I mean, a gorgeous facility, large. I mean, it'd have to be large to have 3 of these incredible lanes, these curling lanes, plus the bowling alley over there, the big bar area, and the food. Everything. I swiped a little bite of a slider.
Yeah,
and
they're good.
My goodness gracious. What are you having later, Jackson?
I don't know yet. Joseph just handed me the menu.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Jackson's he's giving it a deep view.
Yeah.
I will let you know when I've done my biggest reading for the year.
I'll tell you what I liked. I liked those potato chip fries. Those were real good. They were French fries, but they were just like potato chips.
I had one of those too.
Get a whole bunch of ketchup on them.
You know, you feel like you could get into a lot of trouble out here, but here's the bottom line. This curling, oh, man.
Oh, you're going to sweat it off.
You're just burning off the calories. Hey, nobody told me it'd be cold in there.
I never thought about that.
Nobody told me it'd be cold in there.
Oh, the room full of
It's
ice
kind
is
of
cold.
It's kind of chilly in there, y'all.
Well, and get this, talking about eating all the good food, the colder you are, the more calories you burn. So eat all you want.
So yes. I mean, it's like it's calorie free.
Yes, sir.
Basically.
And Ken, Matt's buying dinner.
Oh, yeah. Hey, wait a minute. I owe you dinner.
You do.
So whatever you have's on me.
Sounds good.
Be judicious.
You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I regretted it as soon as I said it.
All right.
As soon as I said, you don't want to throw up on the.
I didn't know they had steak and lobster.
Oh, look. The additional menu.
8717 has corrected us, Ken. And before we do the newscast, which we know that there's never errors in the newscast, get off at White's Bridge Road, left on Robertson.
Oh, I've been saying Robinson. I'm sorry, it's Robertson.
Robertson. But you knew where he was talking about.
I knew where he was talking about. I get the ensign and the Ertzen messed up all the time on Robert.
Yeah. So we apologize for the ensign. It's the Ertzen.
It's the Ertzen.
We meant
Robertson.
the Ertzen. If you're on the ensign, you need to come on over to the Ertzen, and we'll be here. And I'll be here when Ken's doing the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN, and that happens right now.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, a heads up tonight. If you're going to be northbound 65 in Sumner County, they are going to shut it down starting at 8 o'clock tonight for some bridge work. They're going to do the same thing tomorrow night. So tonight and tomorrow night, northbound 65 in Sumner County is going to be completely shut down between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. And then Highway 31 is going to be closed both directions for that bridge work there. President Trump and EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin preparing to scrap the scientific finding that greenhouse gases endanger public health. The repeal would erase the foundation for most federal climate rules, including limits on pollution from cars and trucks. The administration argues the change is going to save consumers a lot of money and reduce regulatory burdens. Environmental advocates say they're ready to go to court to fight it. A U.S. district judge has halted the Pentagon's plan to demote Senator Mark Kelly for his role in a video urging service members not to follow unlawful orders. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had labeled the message seditious and moved to cut Kelly's retirement benefits. The judge said no court has ever applied such military speech limits to retired service members serving in Congress. The ruling blocks all disciplinary action for now. And here in Nashville, plans for the big Music City Loop moving ahead after the Nashville Airport Authority endorsed a long-term agreement with the Boring Company. The airport projects more than $343 million in combined fees over the next 5 decades. The tunnel system would be built and operated at no cost to the airport. A final board vote is scheduled for February 18th. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Antioch, we've got a crash just cleared. 24 eastbound at Hickory Hollow Parkway. Good news there. Cool Springs, a crash still being worked. Right shoulder block 65 southbound at Moores Lane. Jolton now, we've got a crash. 24 westbound at Whites Creek Pike. And in Brentwood, we've got a stalled vehicle. Right shoulder block 65 northbound before Concord Road. Berry Hill, a crash, 65 southbound at Armory Drive. And now in Madison, a crash, 65 southbound at Briley Parkway, Ellington Parkway. I'm Ken Weaver.
Listen, fellas, I understand that it's a delicate conversation. I understand that maybe it's one that you don't want to have even with yourself. But if you've lost a step or two when it comes to intimate or romantic relationships with your significant other, it is time to get back in the game, men, with the Tennessee Men's Clinic. This is how we do it. We go to the Tennessee Men's Clinic, and for $99, either location in Clarksville, Cool Springs, or the original location in Nashville, $99. You go in, and one of their qualified urologists will give you your examination, take a little blood work, figure out what's going on in your body. Is it testosterone levels? Is it something else? And they will customize a plan specific to your needs. These are urologists, folks. Do not trust an online website. Do not trust somebody that you've never met or even talked to on some website somewhere when you can deal with qualified experts that will look you in the eye and tell you what's going on and how they can customize a solution to your issues. Men, do not whistle past the graveyard. Get back in the game with the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. That's TennesseeMen'sClinic.com, or call and schedule your appointment today, 615-208-9090, 208-9090.
former Titans coach Brian Callahan as quarterback's coach. Meanwhile, the Giants fired former Titans defense coordinator Shane Bowen to hire former Titans defense coordinator Bernard Wilson.
Y'all, I feel like I'm being messed around with by politicians. Oh, speaking of political figures, look who's here. Jackson, did you see who's here?
Brother Sapicki.
Security has arrived. It's Scott Sapicki at T-Line. We're going to talk to Scott in about 20 minutes or so. Talk to him about all things going on in the General Assembly. I feel like I'm being messed with because we had scheduled an appointment on the 25th of February with several notable figures in the General Assembly regarding our raccoon/trash panda bill. And that's now been pushed back to – don't tell Sapicki this, y'all. It's been pushed back to March 4th. So don't see, he's just trying to get under my skin. He's giving the old thumbs down. He's giving the kill sign, Ken.
Yes, he is.
Good gracious. That's like, it's like one of those years ago, I was in the Alabama legislature. I was actually in the body, and I watched a lobbyist kill a bill from up in the gallery. No, this was the head. Paul Hubbard was the head of the Alabama Education Association.
Yeah.
He was the most powerful man in Alabama back in the early 2000s. And we were watching from the media area, and a couple of politicians looked up into the gallery, and he gave the old – and they immediately voted no.
Wow.
Oh, and we reported back on that.
Oh, I bet you did.
Mighty quick. Anyway, we'll talk with
Wow.
Sapicki in moments about what's going on in the General Assembly, what's happening with his education legislation. Probably won't talk very much about raccoons.
He just informed me of something that you need to be aware of.
What is that?
A summer study.
Uh-huh. What is a summer study?
Hey, Scott, what's a summer study?
That's what that is.
Oh, well, I mean, look, I'd hate to take out his education bills. See, the problem is
You're lucky that
I can't talk tough.
Right.
Because I got nothing.
right, you've got to be a politician.
Yeah, well, I know a few. None of them as influential and nicely adorned as
You're
Scott
probably
Sapicki.
lucky that your bill is not going to go through the education
That's true.
committee because
true.
Brother Scott, he is all over that.
Although
let's go through
we could probably write the bill in a way where his committee, maybe got a shot at it. 'Cause
It's really
we need to educate the people about the safe ownership of trash pandas.
You're starting to sound like a politician. Right?
Oh, I'm already conducting my master plan to leave you and seek political office.
What are you gonna run? What are you running for, Jackson?
Mayor of St. Upid Town.
Saint Wet?
St. Upid Town.
what's that?
It's stupid.
Oh,
I don't. The United States of America is leading the. What is are those the Latvians? I think those are the Latvians. We're leading the Latvians in hockey 3-1 for those interested.
All right.
Once again, I love my country more than I dislike some of these sports. So I'm going to root for the United States of America when it becomes time to root
Absolutely.
for them. When it comes time to root for them. Scott Sapicki, the Dow's over 50,000. That's what 4460 just said. Isn't that what what's her name said
that's
yesterday?
what Pam Bondi said.
Pam Bondi is proof that no president is perfect. I mean, my goodness gracious. Here's the deal.
That may be the most succinct way I've heard that put.
Proof that no president is perfect. Here's the deal, y'all. If you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. The Epstein, it is a complex series of events. I don't pretend that everyone involved in this are good actors because they're not. I don't pretend that everyone involved in this are bad actors because I don't believe that either. But it is a complex series of events that takes a comprehensive analysis, and it takes someone leading that analysis that has a good head on their shoulders. All of that to say, I don't, and I love, Chris and I were talking about this earlier today. We were recording Mostly Peaceful, the podcast with Chris, Dan Manis, and myself. And, we agree on the basics of what's going on with the Epstein files, and we might disagree a little bit on this. I don't believe that Pam Bondi has ill intent. I do believe that Pam Bondi is too stupid to be in the job that she's in. Now, I don't say that with any malice in my heart. I don't know the woman. I do not believe that she has the capability to manage the office in which she is currently serving. And I think she has demonstrated that over and over again. Evidence of that is yesterday's testimony before the Congress of the United States of America. It is not that she got angry. That was a bad look, by the way. I think you do better by being calmer. The angrier they get, the calmer you get. That juxtaposition would serve you well. Number two, and you can tell me this is sexist if you will, but it is true that angry women does not come off the same as angry men. Is that wrong? Is it not? I mean, we can say anything about it that you want to say about it. You can say that that's not right and blah, blah, blah. It is true, though. Angry women do not present the same as angry men. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm saying it's different. It's different. And so the angrier she got, I think she lost some of the room in that regard, too. But that's not even the problem. So you could say, oh, well, you know, she got angry and she got emotional and she got defensive. All of those things are true, and that's part of it. The biggest problem is this. When she was asked earnest and genuine questions by the panel, Barr or Sessions or any of the other past attorneys general that didn't do anything about this. We expect more and better. Now, ultimately, this lies at the feet of the President of the United States. Harry S. Truman. You know what the S stood for, Jackson, in Harry S. Truman? You don't? You don't. Ken, you don't know what the S stands for.
No, sir, I do not.
It didn't stand for anything. He didn't have a middle name.
Really?
He didn't have a middle name. You know what? I'm not. Fact check me on there, Jackson. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting you sitting. Fact check me on that.
Hey, I'm doing important work over
I
here.
apologize.
I'm doing important work over here. I'm observing the curling.
How we doing, Jackson? I thought you meant the America.
Well, I'm watching the hockey game, and I'm watching some fellas curl.
Yeah?
I'm multitasking.
Yeah, well, I know. You're hard at it, brother. Hard at it. Have you ordered some food yet?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
waiting on you.
I don't believe that Harry S. Truman had a middle name. I think his middle initial did not mean anything. He just thought it was better. He sounded better with the middle.
Well,
initial.
yeah, because he was preceded by Franklin D. Roosevelt, and then he was succeeded by
D stood for Delano.
Dwight D. Eisenhower. So maybe he just wanted to keep the
That D stood for David.
Keep the streak alive.
You know, I'm a master when it comes to presidential middle names. I don't know if y'all knew that.
You are.
I don't know if y'all knew that or not.
All right, what was Taft's middle name?
William Howard Taft. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Taft, our largest president of the United States of America.
What was Andrew Jackson's?
Andrew Jackson? I don't know. Do not know. You've bested me. You should know. You live in his house. Don't you live down the street from the old Hermitage?
I live in his house, yes.
All right.
He did not have a middle name.
Oh, there you go. Harry S. Truman, no middle name. But back to Trump. Ultimately, the buck stops with the President of the United States. That's what Harry Truman taught us, or at least he coined the phrase, and it is true. The buck stops here, right? And I don't expect that Donald Trump can handle every complex situation that crosses his desk. But what I do expect is that our president will do his best to get people in positions of political power that they are then able to handle these situations. Is the Epstein situation the most important thing that faces the United States of America moving down the road? I understand some of you might say yes. I say no. There are many more important things that we have to deal with over the next several years of the Trump administration to get this country back where it needs to be, to get us moving in the right direction. However, the danger exists that this situation can overshadow those, and you're ultimately handing a victory to the Democrats if you give them something to run on in the spring and summer of 2026 leading to the midterm elections. We are already at a historical disadvantage. Historically, the political party of the president that is in power during the midterm elections loses seats. That's just the way that it's always been. People naturally gravitate toward change, and they naturally anything that's going on negative in their lives, they want to fault someone else, and so they gravitate to blaming the president. So if the economy's not doing so well, or whatever issue that is grinding their gears, if they find that issue is a problem, they're going to blame the sitting president of the United States. So typically, the party that is in power in the White House at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue loses seats during midterm elections. So we already have that going against us. The last thing we need, even if you don't understand the serious nature of the conversation about the Epstein files, the serious nature of the child abuse that was going on, the seriousness of the charges that have been leveled not only against Epstein and obviously Maxwell, but many others within his inner circle, if you don't understand the serious nature of that, if you don't understand why people like me and others want the names to be named, understand this. You are handing the Democrats a political position that they can exploit to their own advantage in the November elections. Now, these same Democrats did not give one damn about the Epstein files for 4 years during the Biden administration. They didn't care. They didn't bring up any committee meetings. They did not call people to testify. They did not question it on mainstream media. You didn't see them sitting in front of CNN cameras, in front of ABC, NBC, CBS cameras. You didn't see any of that going on. Now, that doesn't change the fact that they will be able to exploit this issue to their own political advantage in November unless you deal with it. Pam Bondi is not ready, prepared, or able to deal with it. Not from day one. And I sadly tell you, she's got to go. And someone within the president's inner circle needs to tell him that. Now, I know that Donald Trump was out on Truth Social, and he was praising her. He was praising her yesterday. Did y'all watch any of that?
I saw that part where she brought up the Dow.
So that was a praiseworthy performance? No. I think Donald Trump,
I think privately he probably let her have it.
I don't know, Ken. That could be so. That may be so. I have another theory, and I'll share my theory with you in a moment. My theory is slightly different from that. I think Donald Trump sees through the lens of how he handles situations. And I'll tell you what I mean by that in a moment. It's 52 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN live from T-Line. We got Representative Scott Spinky coming up at the 4 o'clock hour as well. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Friends, when I bought my home, I needed homeowners insurance, obviously, and there was only one that I was going to call and one that I would recommend to you, and that's King and Associates Insurance. I talked with Emery over at King and Associates. What a great guy. I mean, they're all good people over there, no matter who you talk with. And Emery talked to me about, obviously I'm a first-time homeowner in Tennessee. I owned a home in Alabama, but this is my first opportunity in Tennessee. So whether you're a first-time homeowner or a growing family or just shopping for better rates, they make it simple at King & Associates Insurance. With no pushy salespeople, just honest advice, personalized service, and policies that make sense for you and your family. Now, we got homeowners, but I went on and doubled up and bundled homeowners and auto rates, and I saved $300 on the automobile rates alone. $300 from King & Associates Insurance. They're local, they're independent, they work for you, not the big insurance companies. Visit tkinginsurance.com. That's tkinginsurance.com. Or call 329-8121, 329-8121 for a free quote today. King & Associates Insurance, protecting what matters most.
All right, drivers in Sumner County, I've got some news for you that's going to take place tonight and tomorrow night. And in our nation's capital, the Trump administration has environmentalists up in arms. These stories and more coming up at 4 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you, Ken Weaver. Ken Weaver sits right beside. Normally he's in News Closet B, but right now he's right beside me. We're at T-Line over here in. I mean, it's fair to call this the Nations, right? That's right.
I think it's the nations.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, it might be. It's kind of in the southern nations.
Okay.
The southern part of the nation.
Okay, we're in the like South America as opposed to North America. Anyway, do you know who's president? What president has a birthday today?
No.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
And Abraham Lincoln also did not have a middle name. So the things the things you learn. I did not know that. 0589 taught me that on the Super Text line. The things you learn on the Super Text line, like I learned just moments ago that I'm full of it. Right here from the Super Text line. Who knew? Also, Abraham Lincoln, fun fact, his coffin was moved 17 times.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody tried to kidnap it. And so they kept moving it for security concerns, and then eventually it was encased in concrete in Springfield, Illinois. The things you learn on the Matt Murphy Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Representative Scott Sapicki will teach us a thing or two. He's in the zone, man. Sapicki says this reminds him of Wisconsin. Curling and hockey and all these ice-based sports. We'll talk to Sapicki next on Super Talk.
Sit right here, Scott.
I don't want to sit down. No, it's too low.
Well, we got to slide you up there to get you on camera. So if you just want to sit on the front, because if
Or we
have
can
you on
just move
camera,
that.
then there's no use.
4 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, TDOT's going to be shutting down northbound 65 at exit 98 for overnight work tonight and tomorrow night. They're going to be repairing a bridge deck. Looks like Highway 31 is going to be closed in both directions at the same time. So these closures tonight and tomorrow night are going to start at 8 o'clock. They're going to run until 5 o'clock each morning. Expect detours, slower traffic, possible early morning delays heading into the weekend. Well, the White House plans to formally revoke the EPA's endangerment finding, which has supported U.S. climate regulations for 17 years. Without it, federal oversight of greenhouse gas emissions from vehicles and other major sources would be sharply reduced, but the administration says it's going to save Americans more than $1 trillion. Critics countered that the long-term costs of climate damage, as they put it, will far outweigh any short-term savings. Senator Mark Kelly won a major legal victory today as a federal judge stopped the Pentagon from censuring or demoting him. Kelly and several lawmakers appeared in a video last fall emphasizing troops' duty to reject illegal commands. Judge Richard Leon wrote the Pentagon had, quote, trampled Kelly's constitutional rights. His injunction prevents the administration from taking any action against Kelly as the lawsuit moves forward. Nashville's proposed underground transit tunnel has cleared another hurdle. The Airport Finance Committee has recommended approval of a licensing agreement with Elon Musk's Boring Company. The Music City Loop would link downtown and B&A using Teslas running through underground tunnels. The company still needs several permits, but airport leaders say the project could ease congestion as passenger numbers continue to rise. And after widespread power outages during the winter storm, Sumner County officials want a seat at the NES board table. Mayor John Isbell says policies affecting county residents shouldn't be made without local representation. He's also pushing for an outside review of NES operations. Meanwhile, Hendersonville's mayor says the city will talk with the NES next month about long-term solutions like underground power lines. Meta, the parent company of social media sites like Instagram and Facebook, facing legal action by a plaintiff who says she was addicted to the platforms at a young age and it harmed her mental health. Mark Zuckerberg is also expected to testify in the trial in L.A. This is social media literally on trial, observers say. Platforms like Instagram and YouTube are being harmful to children and designed to be addictive. Well, yesterday, Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri testified for nearly 6 hours. He said Instagram was not clinically addictive and that the platform is always trying to be as safe as possible while also censoring as little as possible. And that does mean there is a trade-off between safety and speech. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Ken's next.
All right, the drive home is officially in the rush hour. We have got a complete stop and go eastbound 440 over to 24. That continues eastbound 24 from there. Eastbound 440 before you get to 65, then the South Loop eastbound before 65. Crashes aren't helping. Jolton got one 24 westbound at Whites Creek Pike. In the Belmont area, the right shoulder's blocked there, 440 eastbound before Hillsborough Pike, 21st Avenue. A crash on the right shoulder, 24 westbound before Murfreesboro Pike. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Matt Murphy, and this, conveniently, is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Glad to have you with us at 7 minutes after the hour on this Thursday edition. We are out and about today and would love to see you. Come by and see us at T-Line, which is a great facility located in the nations. Ken Weaver has decided that we are in the southern nations. If you go on 40, you get off on 204B, veer to the right, take a quick left on Robertson. And then we're right down on the right. You can't miss it. Once you go down about a half mile or so, you'll see us on Duluth down on the right. Come on out and see us. We are here celebrating the United States of America in the Olympic Games. The curling is going on one screen, hockey going on another screen. The U.S. is currently enjoying a 4-1 lead over Latvia, and we're in the midst of a power play as well, so that looks pretty good for the American team as we continue our journey toward what is hopefully a gold medal. You can come out and experience curling for yourself. They'll actually train you up. They were training up some of the sales team, and the sales folks out there were looking just about as good at curling as they do in their daily life. Which is to say, very good, Ken.
There you go.
They were doing a fine job as they were. We just scored again.
It's 5-1 USA.
USA. We'll save that for a better team. All right. Look at there already. Before I even introduce you, 0500 says, "Dang, Scott Sapicki always looks so dapper." Scott Sapicki joins us on location. Thank you for coming out today, man.
My pleasure. I heard about this place. Everybody knows I went to the University of Wisconsin, so this is a little bit more of a homey feel to me, watching hockey and and then the curling. I have done curling in Wisconsin when I was in college.
Okay.
There might have been some beer. There might have been some beer involved.
I mean, I feel like, and I say this in all seriousness, I feel like curling is kind of like Yankee bowling.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what I mean? People go out, they maybe have a libation or two,
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy themselves. Some people probably more serious about it than others, but for the most part, you're just having a good time with friends.
That's correct. And I'm very big in education in Tennessee.
Yes.
And so when I hear the remarks, why do I need to take geometry or algebra? Where's that going to come into play? Curling. It's all about angles.
I heard it said on the Chad Benson show, Ken. I think you were a part of this discussion.
Okay.
Chess on ice.
Chess on ice. Yes, sir. That's what they was proposed to us.
A lot of strategy involved, and you're right, Scott. You see them, and if you think about it, you can figure it out. You see the professional guys, or I say the professional guys, the Olympic guys. They when they let that thing go, they've got that little turn going on to it, and that's all by design. They're doing that for a reason.
Geometry and algebra coming home to roost.
So, kids, if you want to be a good curler, Sapicki says, study your algebra, study your geometry.
Study hard.
In school. If you've got any questions about the General Assembly, go ahead and get them in here on the Super Text line, 615-737-9986. We got Scott for a couple of segments to talk about what's going on in the GA. What's happening in education, my friend?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on. Last week we had Miss Benson on to talk about our student internet safety bill.
And she went before committee?
She did. They did. Her and the two ladies did a fantastic job. I've really never seen it ever happen in committee where somebody testifies and there's zero questions. It was that compelling of an argument.
Mm-hmm.
It passed with unanimous approval, so it goes on to the full committee about protecting kids and their internet access when it comes to the devices that they have in school.
Yeah, so the bottom line for those that missed the conversation last week is Ms. Benson became aware and then followed up with you and made you aware that her child was getting access to places on the internet that no school-age child should go
on a school-issued device.
So obviously whatever safeguards are there don't work, or in some cases the safeguards aren't available, and so we need to just make sure that those safeguards are there. Those parameters exist to give the parents another tool in their toolbox to keep their kids away from things they shouldn't see.
We just need to make sure everything is as tight as possible, and we're probably looking at it taking to the nth degree next week. There's a bill coming through education right now to ban all technology in K through 8. Take it all out of the classroom.
Go back to just books?
Go back to books, go back to pen, go back to paper, and going back to the way we used to do it in education.
Do you support it?
I do. There has been a study that just got released that shows year over year, as we've introduced more and more technology into the classroom, we've seen worse and worse academic scores. And so you can pin it back to when we first started to introduce that into the classroom. Before we introduced it into the classroom, do you know where we used to rank in the country? In the United States, number 1,
okay,
and number 2 in the world. In the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're in the 30s now.
Right.
So we need to go back to making sure our kids can do the memorization, the writing things down, and going back to the way we used to learn things, using technology to make it more efficient, and that's it.
So the pushback on that would be it's going to be a part of the world that these children live in.
Correct.
That they have technology at their fingertips. Why wouldn't you make that available to them a little bit sooner rather than, what would you say, K through 8?
K through 8.
Okay.
So that's a great question. And so the answer to that is, remember when we were going through school, we took typing classes, right? It was to learn how to manipulate the typewriter. We can have classes in middle school that teach the kids, which they already know how to do, how to manipulate the iPad, how to do searches, how to do different kinds of functions. And then when they get to high school, they can start to apply that, getting acclimated to the way the rest of the world is going to treat education.
Have you gotten any other pushback against the legislation?
No, because we continually, Matt, pass bills like L's bill, right? Looking at technology and the internet access and banning cell phones, right? Everything focuses and revolves around, we have so much technology in the classroom, it is so hard to govern it because it changes all the time.
Right.
And so the thing that you think you have a handle on today, in a week or so, and sometimes in a day, technology comes around and makes that obsolete. So if you look at in the Tennessee Code Annotated, our section in code about internet access and stuff continues to grow and grow and grow. So why don't we get ahead of it and just say, you know what, let's just stop going there and let's go back the way it used to be.
And is that coming up this session?
Next week. Next week in committee.
Okay.
I'll give you an update, let you know if it passes.
Very good. Several people are asking if you are still a Badger fan.
100% yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did not transfer. I stayed with Wisconsin from the beginning to the end.
There was no portal when you were back in school?
No.
Do you ever find any money in your boot?
Is the statute of limitations still in I can tell you this. If you got invited down to the National W Club after a game and you had a good game, it was very cost-effective to go out that night.
Okay, I see. I see what you're saying. So, there are more than one ways to skin a cat, in other words.
That's correct, yes.
All right, several folks are asking. 6776 writes in and says, no computers in middle school? That's stupid, and then he says a nasty word. So, I mean, are you talking about eliminating all technology within the classroom?
Yes.
And I mean, how does that protect the kids?
Well, what it does is
I'm confused.
It's not so much as by taking the technology out of the classroom, right? I don't have to deal with all the access of what the kids are doing with the internet. That's kind of a side note. What we get back to is, how do kids learn best? And they learn best from using multiple tactile functions, right? The touch of a pencil, touching the paper, seeing something, hearing something. When you're on a computer, you are limited in what you're doing. It's poking. We found out, and there's all kinds of studies out there in some states that we believe we don't like, in California and the Northeast, that have done detailed studies that show if you go back and integrate textbooks and paper and pens back into learning, you will get better academic success and better grades for our students, which that translates as they get into high school and they get into college, that now we're actually graduating kids that can perform in a technical job in a community college setting or in a four-year institution.
Jason wants to know, does that mean the students, if this were to pass, will get actual books again and not use Chromebooks?
That's correct.
And so you'll get the I'm sure the chiropractors in the state are behind this bill 100%.
Well, you know, our book bags were pretty big when we were young.
You know where I was going with
and it's okay. Young bodies are very strong. And the other bill that we moved out of subcommittee, Matt, was the presidential physical fitness test. Mm-hmm. So that moved out. That moved out of subcommittee too with a unanimous vote.
Mindy writes in and says, I have a sixth grader and a sophomore. Both of them complain their teachers don't teach. They just show them YouTube videos and expect them to learn that way. I'm 100% behind taking away a lot of the technology.
I think if you really go back to the people who I work for, Matt, I work for the people of Tennessee, 7 million Tennesseans, and those individuals that want their kids to get an education. If you're trying to argue against going back to how successful we are, it gets tough to do, you know. But if we can use the technology, like I'll give you a great example. When we grew up, we had chalkboards, right? Mm-hmm. Well, now they have Promethean boards. They're computer boards that the kids can draw on, hit a button, clear it. the teachers can access technology to make it more efficient to learn. As let's say, hey, let's go look at a picture of such and such, right? The Grand Canyon, right? You can take a YouTube tour through the teacher of the Grand Canyon, but you can also learn about it in the textbook.
Christina writes in and said, would kids still be able to do virtual training if all electronic devices are removed?
So one of the things that we're looking at right now, and that's a great question, we have virtual schools across the state. There's 2 bills going through the General Assembly about limiting access to virtual schools if these virtual schools are not performing at an acceptable level. So we grade our school systems A, B, C, D, and F, okay? We have virtual schools that have been F virtual schools for multiple years. Mm-hmm. There's a bill coming through that is sponsored, I think it's by Chairman White, and supported by SCORE. You know SCORE. When I say SCORE, the Bill Frist group that looks at education. Right. They have come up with an idea of if you are a poor performing virtual school for 2 consecutive years, you no longer can be a virtual school. Those kids have to go back into a classroom or access a different virtual provider.
I'll tell you, if our Super Talk text line is any indication, this is a wildly popular idea.
It is. It's long overdue.
I've gotten a couple of folks that say, well, isn't that going backwards? I think you can do both. I mean, I think you can teach kids the skills that they can. I mean, and when a certain age hits, I mean, obviously 9th grade, you're not limiting this in high school, so you give them access to those online technologies in high school. Mm-hmm. You can teach them the skills that they'll need when they eventually get that access. Just don't give them the access at such an early age.
And that's correct. And that's exactly what the bill's intent is. I'm sure as robust as this discussion has been, it'll be even more robust in committee next week.
Are you guys in the General Assembly considering how government will be involved, and maybe not at all, but AI? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's my understanding. I mean, you do any sort of dive into AI, and when AI, we're getting to a point where artificial intelligence is now teaching itself how to develop artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. And as that happens, what all the theories are is that artificial intelligence will grow exponentially at that point, and that in our lifetimes, men, that we will see AI technology that we can't possibly conceive of.
That's correct.
Does government have a role in creating parameters or barriers to prevent abuses within that system?
Yeah, and I think if you look at the natural progression of AI, it leads to the point that AI gets frustrated with the human element, right?
Right.
Because we're imperfect.
Right.
AI strives.
We become an impediment.
That's right. It prohibits AI from doing what it wants to do to become as smart as it possibly can, right? Hey, get out of the way, humans. I'll just solve the problem for you. Where government comes in is we have to put guardrails in place to make sure that we don't lead to abuse or problems when it comes in education or in the workforce, that AI starts to replace everything out there, and then what are people doing, right? Well, what are people doing? So it's going to be, we constantly have these discussions in the General Assembly about, okay, what do we need to do to curtail AI so it is not replacing intelligence or replacing learning, but helping it. And I think it's a great question people ask, Matt, and I think it's going to become a problem to where AI gets frustrated with the human element.
Well, and then what happens then?
Well, there's a movie about it.
Well, there's been several.
There's a movie about it.
And
I'll be back.
Of all of the ones that I've seen, it doesn't really end well for us.
It doesn't.
No,
it doesn't.
No. 7991 has written in and says, I'm strongly opposed to school vouchers until the public school funding is reduced by an equal amount to the total cost of the vouchers.
Yes.
School costs are high enough without doubling it with the cost of additional vouchers. I'm sure
it's a great argument. Great argument,
yeah,
Matt,
I mean, right. It is the best. I mean, that I'm already paying, and now I'm paying again for other people to go to private education.
Sometimes what you have to do is you have to pass a bill so you can get the data to show success to come back and say, okay, we need to now amend this back, right? I know we worked very hard for 2 years, well, probably 3 years on this to get school choice in the state of Tennessee. Mm-hmm. But we had to make concessions to get the bill across the finish line. And because we didn't have the success numbers yet, it made sense to be cautious with public education to make sure that we keep them at a funding level, that they're perfectly sustainable, and then we can allocate some money into school choice and get the data back, which I'm very excited this May. We're going to start to get the data back in school choice of these kids that are now receiving the state money. They'll take their test at their private school. That test score will be reported to the state, and then I will get a report on the success of all these students. Now we'll be able to have an argument of, okay, now let's wait a second. Look how these kids have turned around. Look how they're starting to accelerate, because the data right now shows that in the peer school, if Matt Murphy goes from X school to Y school, and I compare you from where you came from, you will outperform the school you came from. That's what we're looking for, that academic growth of these students, because I don't want them on our dime when they graduate high school and they go on. I want them to be able to choose what life they want to lead. If they want to take over for Ken Weaver, they can do it because they can do the job, right? That's what we want. Because somebody said to me, the reason why we do education is because our kids are going to go to a place and time that you and I are not going to go. And they've got to know. For this grand experiment of the United States to succeed, that next generation has to know.
No, I hear it. I
So,
hear you.
there you go.
And speaking of the United States currently
The
leading.
route is on.
Latvia. Yeah, 5-0. Is that 6? Was that 6?
5-1.
5-1, pardon me, in hockey, and I don't know what's going on with the curling. We're at T-Line, Matt Murphy Show. Ken Weaver's out here, Jackson Williams out here, Representative Scott Sapicki with us. A lot of questions rolling in on the Super Talk text line for Scott Sapicki, and we'll continue asking some of those questions from you to Scott after this on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, friends, it's Matt Murphy. Efficient Heating and Cooling is my go-to heating and air conditioning company, and I want them to be yours. I'll give you just a quick example of the way they do their business. You know, right before the ice storm came, we had just moved into a new house, and the heater was, the best way I can describe it, janky. There was something janky going on where it would just go out and be out for a few hours and then come back on, and it was a random deal. I called Jeff Eddy at Efficient Heating and Cooling. He answered right away. He got Roger out to us, and Roger was such a blessing. Roger fixed the problem that ailed us. Now, we've got a slightly longer-term issue that we're going to have to deal with the heater, but they got us through the ice storm. It worked, and Roger was on top of it. I love their personalized level of service at Efficient Heating and Cooling. I also love the fact that they don't automatically resort to, oh, well, you need to replace your heater. Roger understands the cost of that. Jeff Eddy understands the cost of that, and they're trying to prevent that replacement for as long as possible. Now, the time will come when you have to replace your heater. I mean, sad to say, but it is true. And when it does, they're an Elite Pro partner with Rheem. They have financing available. Financing options are always available at Efficient Heating and Cooling. Go to efficienthvac.net. That's efficienthvac.net, or call 615-784-4424, 784-4424 for our friends at Efficient Heating and Cooling.
4:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, if you're going to be in Sumner County tonight, I've got a heads up. TDOT's going to be doing some bridge replacement work, and they're going to shut down 65 northbound. They're at 31 starting at 8 o'clock. 31's going to be shut down both directions for this work. Now, it's going to be tonight and tomorrow night. The work both days is going to start at 8 o'clock and run until 5 o'clock in the morning. Got another school a school district that is closing due to flu-like illness. Manchester City schools, they're going to be closed tomorrow because of widespread illness among students and staff. They want to stop the spread. Coffee County schools also shut down today and tomorrow due to a spike in the same flu-like symptoms cases. A Homeland Security shutdown is all but certain after Friday night. Now that Senate Democrats voted unanimously to block a Department of Homeland Security funding bill from advancing, Democrats pushing for immigration reforms in the wake of President Trump's enforcement operation. Democrats want, among other things, a requirement for judicial warrants for ICE investigations and a requirement that officers wear body cameras and that they remove masks while on patrol. Trump administration officials say they're reversing the central EPA finding that greenhouse gases pose a threat to human health. This move would strip away emission standards that have shaped national climate policy for years. Supporters frame it as a boost for energy dominance and lower consumer costs. Environmental groups say they're going to go to court. And a U.S. district judge has stopped the Pentagon's plan to demote Senator Mark Kelly for his role in a video where some Democratic members of Congress who are also veterans urged service members not to follow unlawful orders. Defense Secretary of War Pete Hegseth had labeled the message seditious and moved to cut Kelly's retirement benefits. The judge said no court has ever applied such military speech limits to retired service members serving in Congress. The ruling blocks all disciplinary action for now. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, 24 westbound before Murfreesboro Pike. We've got a crash on the right shoulder. Jolton, looks like they're about to clear this one. It's 24 westbound at Whites Creek Pike. Just looking around the downtown area here, it is complete stop and go eastbound 440 over to 24. And then north and southbound 65, you're coming to complete stops between 440 and the South Loop. Eastbound South Loop over to 65. It's a parking lot at times. Same goes for the eastbound East Loop. I'm Ken Weaver.
I got a lot of questions for you, Sapicki. Thank you. So you made the commitment at the beginning of the year that you were going to lose a little weight, and maybe it just hasn't gone like you thought it would. Perhaps it's because you've reached a certain age where it's a little bit more difficult to get it off. Maybe your commitment has not been quite what you wanted it to be, or maybe you're eating right and you're exercising and it's just not coming off. Whatever the reason might be, might I recommend Keith, Stephanie, and the rest of the team at Contours LLC. It is red light technology, and it's incredible. It's the perfect solution to get rid of that stubborn fat that keeps you from looking your best. Friends, I know because I've experienced this. You can eat right, you can exercise. The reality is that sometimes you need a little help. My friends at Contours in Cool Springs, they are there to help you. Both women and men can be assisted in getting rid of some of that stubborn fat in places, and you know what we're talking about, your haunches, I call them, your love handles, whatnot. Their ultra slim body contouring guarantees you'll lose 2 inches on your first visit, or that visit is free. Now, they have a Belly Buster special rolling for $99. $99 will get you your first treatment, but it will cost you nothing unless they get 2 inches off your midsection. I was 2.67 inches on the first treatment. Friends, ContoursLLC.com is the place to go. ContoursLLC.com to schedule that appointment today, or give them a call at 615-236-9960. 236-9960 for Contours. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Matt Murphy Show in progress. We are at T-Line. Come on out and see us. A lot of folks are doing just that. Representative Scott Sapicki has stopped by. We're talking about the General Assembly in general, education more in particular. Ken Weaver is alongside. Jackson Williams is doing absolutely nothing. Hey, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Jackson's doing what it costs to like us on the on Talk TV, which is
absolutely nothing, boys. Yes.
I mean, my goodness.
I saw that in person.
It's even better in person.
It's pretty impressive.
It's more impressive. He does the hand. It's the hand. It's the hands.
I know.
You got to do the hands.
Well, that's what Bill Fields did too. W.C. Fields. He used his hand a lot.
Yes.
Bill Fields. What do you have, first name basis?
Oh yeah.
Whatever, Ken. Bill Fields.
I can't get anything by Brother
Bill.
Sapicki.
They're old, but no, he's eyeballing you.
Yeah, me and Donald. Topper.
Donnie.
Topper.
You
Name
and Donnie.
dropper.
Yeah.
Name dropper,
Yeah.
Ken.
Me
Name drop.
and DJT.
Give me a break. Bill Fields.
Before I get
You
back.
and Dolly, right?
Yeah. Although I'd faint in her presence.
I would too.
I have.
Don't
caught me.
even start.
I
someone-
got a hug.
Uh-huh.
It's a fact. In 1984, we played in the Hall of Fame Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama.
Uh-huh.
Jerry Claiborne,
Uh-huh.
the late Jerry Claiborne, right? The comedian.
Jerry Clower is who
Clower,
you're thinking
I'm sorry,
of. Sure.
Clower.
That's
Jerry
right.
Clower. He did the show for us.
Okay.
Awesome.
And he told us all as football players, if you want a free hug from Dolly Parton, you let me know. I saw him one time when I was playing for the Sounds, and I called him on it, and I got a hug from Dolly Parton.
Awesome.
Wait a minute.
I haven't lost that shirt since.
That
I wouldn't either.
that may be the best story you've told.
That
us,
is an
Freddie.
awesome story.
That Jerry Clower got you a hug from Dolly Parton.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh!
That's high cotton.
Yeah, buddy.
That's what we're talking. You're stepping in high cotton.
Yeah.
Oh, they gave Marcel the beer joint.
Before we oh, Marcel, Adele, Raynell, Vidal.
I know my
Claude,
favorite. my
Eugene,
favorite-
and Clovis.
My favorite punchline from Jerry Clower is when they stomped the fire out.
Yes, sir.
They passed the hat and they collected $29 and they gave it to Mr. Ledbetter and said, "What are you going to do with all that money?" And he said, "Well, the first thing we're going to do is fix the brakes on that truck." Yes, they ran into the middle of the fire. Stomp over here. Get it over here.
Oh, they put the fire out.
They stomped the fire out. Anyway.
Bill Fields.
Someone wants to know if you are aware that I called you a ninny.
Yes, I've been told that you were speaking derogatorily of a fellow Murray Countyan.
I just said it's some of that, and I didn't say ninny to the super texter. I said nanny, as in nanny state.
That's
I
not what I
said
heard.
that you
were
are
taking my name in vain, I heard.
a big government nanny state conservative is what I call
Okay.
it. This is in reference to the raccoon legislation.
This is not how you get votes.
Yeah.
Okay?
I've already got
I'm going to teach you a couple numbers. Ready?
I've already got your
50
vote.
and 17.
I've already got your vote.
50
You said
in the House and 17 in the
you
Senate.
promised me if it got to the floor, you'd vote for it. So I've already got your
I'm
commitment.
pretty sure. I'm pretty safe on that bet.
We'll see.
Yeah. Summer study.
Summer study, sure. So that's
there are-
summer
seriously.
study where legislation goes to die. What do we have?
There are a
going on?
couple things
All right.
outside of education I want people to know about. There is a bill, House Bill 1159. It'll be in committee next week about closing the primaries in Tennessee.
Okay.
We've been arguing about that for a long time. I think it's, in my opinion, I think we've got to a point where we've got to close the primaries in Tennessee so Republicans pick Republican candidates, Democrats pick Democrat candidates.
And for those that aren't familiar with the subject matter, the danger here, and I'm kind of non-committal because it's a party thing, and I'm
Because
I don't
you're a
belong-
libertarian.
I'm a libertarian, so I don't belong. So, but I'm y'all do do what you need to do.
Right.
But I understand the danger. The danger is the Democrats have lost the level of influence that they've lost, that they are now choosing. Instead of nominating good candidates to run as Democrats, they're trying to infiltrate the Republican Party
Correct.
and pull Democrat policies into what should be conservative
Softer
political
Rs.
circles. Yeah, that's right.
Softer
right.
Rs.
That's right. And that makes sense to me.
And then the other bill is I'm running a bill next week. It is moving all elections we have in the state of Tennessee to August or November. We have some municipalities and stuff that will have elections in March or April, and the voter turnout is abysmal because nobody knows it's time to go vote.
Right.
So as a voter in Tennessee, you're going to realize going forward that you will vote in August and you will vote in November. And then also we're going to, in that bill also, it makes municipal elections partisan. So if you're going to run in a municipal election, you will run as a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent. And then the last bill I moved out this week was one of the first immigration bills that's been out there. It is closing the loophole in E-Verify to now everybody in the state of Tennessee will either go through the state verification of the 6 or 7 documents you have to do to prove that you are here legally and able to work, or you will have to do E-Verify.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
there you go.
I love it. I absolutely love it. One question, 9378 says, what do we have? Where are we on constitutional carry of firearms? I know.
Great question.
I think it is a good question because I know that you
Yes.
guys were taking it up this year.
I
right?
believe it's Chris Todd, Representative Todd has that bill. I'm about 90% sure it's House Bill 2064. I just signed on to it. It gives us constitutional carry
Well,
in the state of Tennessee.
in this and it right now,
Like, the intent to go armed and stuff.
that's right. Right now,
it takes
it's
all that out.
We have an affirmative defense right now, but this is eliminating all of that red
Correct.
tape and just just getting back to the simplicity of the Second Amendment.
It's called looking at the Second Amendment.
100%. So several questions regarding education. Before we get to that, someone says, and this is also a good one, shoot that thing. You remember that one?
Oh, yeah,
Derek,
yeah.
Shoot that thing.
Yeah, the coon hunting story.
I can't shoot up in there. I might hit one of you. Said, well, you got to shoot up amongst us because one of us has got to have some relief.
you know Jerry Clowers is smiling right now.
Oh, I love
Oh, yes.
man.
He's my favorite, man. Him and Bill Fields.
Jerry. Jerry and Bill.
Oh, boy.
My grandmother loved Jerry Clower. She had a lot of his albums, but she also, y'all remember Brother Dave Gardner?
Oh, yeah.
Brother Dave was a different cat, man. He was like a hip Southern guy. I've still got some of these albums. Brother Dave.
Let me borrow some.
Brother Dave told the story about Charles and what was her name? Baby. About riding the motorcycle, and they were behind the big truck, and they couldn't get around the big truck, and he had a bumper sticker on the big truck that said, "I might be slow, but I'm ahead of you," and all that tore him up. And so he got around that thing, but he hit a car head on, and they flipped off into the bushes. And well, anyway, I won't go any further. I'll bring you some out.
Yeah, do that.
It's good stuff.
And I think the reason why I said Jerry Claiborne, because we played Kentucky in the bowl game, and that was the head coach of the University of Kentucky.
Ah, okay.
There you go. All right, let me get to my page where all of these questions are. There's the question about you being a ninny.
Real quick, they're also remember the whole Don Lemon thing up in Minneapolis.
Yes. There's
a bill out there, and General's telling me House Bill 2264. It makes that a Class B misdemeanor if you go into a house of worship with the intent to disrupt it or cause a distraction.
Very good.
So that's the Don Lemon bill that we're not playing that game in Tennessee. Houses of worship are off limits to protesters.
Are there dangers that vouchers can become a transfer portal for high school athletes?
So that bill, I ran that bill last year on one-time transfers. We did pass that. The Senate did adopt our language. It went to Governor Lee's for his final signature. And so here's what it says, folks. From 6th grade to 12th grade, in the summertime only. So when school's out to when school starts in August, you can transfer one time for any reason you want, as long as you're not avoiding academic or disciplinary actions. Okay? After that, then the normal transfer rules apply by TSSAA to where it has to be bona fide. We recognize that we have to give these kids one shot to make a better choice. After that, it has to be a bona fide reason. And so that bill did pass, and so I'm not worried about it because in the school choice, if you go to a different school based off of school choice, that is the exception we have for you because you're changing your location of school.
Are there no, I just asked that one. Are there concerns about Muslim-based schools using ESA dollars?
That's correct. There is a bill coming again. I don't know the number of it. I'm sorry about that. But there's a bill. We already have an overlay in business. And what the overlay in business says, you cannot have discriminatory practices. You can't discriminate on race, creed, color, religion. And you cannot have policies or procedures that call for the overthrow of the U.S. government. Okay?
Right.
We're going to lift that language in business and apply it into education. So if you are a school that wants to apply for state money in the business community, if you do that, you can't have state money. On the Education Freedom Scholarship or the vouchers going forward, if it passes, if you have policies that are discriminatory or racist, or you teach about the overthrow of the U.S. government, then you will not be able to take part in education freedom.
Will state-mandated tests, this is going back to the K through 8th grade, getting away from computers, will state-mandated tests be paper tests and no longer on a computer? I don't know if they're on a computer or not.
They are right now. So in early education up until 5th grade, they're paper right now.
Okay.
After that, the Commissioner of Education has the option to either do electronic or paper. Right now, electronic is middle school and high school. We will look at that to see the logistics of it, because I do not want that to affect how soon we get our tests back, so we can make those. Remember, we have to make summer school decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be able to make those decisions in real time, probably by the end of May. So anything we do, we're going to have to go to the vendor and say, hey, if we go paper, can you deliver these results to us by the end of May?
How will the bill affect homeschool families, if at all?
Which bill?
I think they're referring to the K through 12.
The technology bill?
Yeah, the technology bill.
Homeschoolers have their freedom. We don't.
So they can do it their own way.
They can do it the way they want to do it. Because I tell you what, my results in homeschool are pretty impressive.
Yeah,
they are.
I think schools should be more real life targeted instead of pushing all of these things that the kids might not use depending on what career field they choose. The reason I bring this question up from 1413 is this: are we seeing a movement back to promoting trade-based education?
Yes, absolutely. We spent $1 billion in our community colleges and TCATs doing renovations and building new ones across the state of Tennessee. We know in our TCAT, and if I say TCAT, the technology schools, right? Mm-hmm. We know that there is a waiting list right now because they are bound. Like if you're going to be an electrician, right, they can only teach so many kids to do that at a time. We have a backlog across the state of Tennessee of kids wanting to get in to be an HVAC, electrician, an engineer, right? Somebody who knows Bill Fields, right? People like that we have to train that next generation of the ones that build it or fix it. And let me tell you something, Matt, those jobs are not minimum wage.
No.
You come out. I'll give you a great example right now. We just went through Fern, right? The winter storm, right? At Columbia State Community College, we have a backlist of people who want to be the line workers, the one that climbed the electrical poles. Mm-hmm. Starting pay on that is $75,000.
That's pretty good.
It's a 14-week course.
And you start at
$75,000 a year. Plus, let me tell you something. If you were doing all that work, getting people back online, you're probably making double or triple time.
Right.
It is a way for our country to bring back that middle income that's been just destroyed through technology.
Any update on Columbia Power and Water, City of Columbia passed their thing, and it's kind of moving. Are you still working on it?
That is in my arena now.
Yeah.
I am very concerned because I know Murray County, I know Mount Pleasant, and I know Spring Hill are looking to gain their water independence.
Yep.
You put $500 million on a mid-level utility size, right? That could be crippling to Columbia Power and Water, because if they lose their customer base to help pay this loan back, now you put that all on the people of the city of Columbia. That 150% increase might be 300 or 400%, because you will pay the state of Tennessee back, you will pay the federal government back, and you will pay the bond market back.
Finally, before we go, let's see, 3641.
Ken told me I was here till 6.
I mean, you're welcome to stay. I'll go on the ice.
According to Ken, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, okay. I mean, you can stick around. I mean, no, you're welcome.
I just do the news, boys.
Ask Representative Sapicki how we make Wisconsin football great again. To which I say, again? What?
Oh, wow.
It was great.
I'm going to try to not come out of my chair.
Somebody said,
and make Wisconsin Swiss cheese out of you.
Who's Alvarez?
Barry Alvarez.
This person says they sure miss Alvarez.
So this is my claim to fame at Wisconsin football. My senior year, our team, you know how they have like the promotional, like you're going to see Gunnar Stockton, right, out there. My senior year, the promotional was the field goal kicker and the punter, because they knew we were going to be on the field a lot. Wisconsin would have never gotten Barry Alvarez without me, because our teams were so bad that and then Barry Alvarez. I mean, he changed Wisconsin football. What's going to bring the greatness back of Wisconsin football is we have to go back to the way we used to do it.
Pushing people down.
Just it's ugly.
Yep.
It's boring, but you know what? We had 1,000-yard rushers year after year after year, and we were cranking out 8, 9, and 10-win seasons because we beat you up physically on the offensive line. Yeah. We had a 240-pound tailback that just pounded you, and then we had a defense that was stifling.
Didn't Ron Dane won the Heisman, right?
The Great Dane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, we had Fletcher. We had running back after running back.
3 yards in a cloud of dust, boys.
Well, no, it was 3 yards in a cloud of dust in the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was 9 yards in a cloud of dust in the fourth quarter.
Beat up on them.
Because when you've
Wear 'em
got
down.
when linemen pounding on you after
Yeah.
a while and a 240-pound tailback, the writing's on the wall.
Sapicki, you are welcome. You're a big man. You're welcome to stand or sit as long as you'd like, but I've got to take a quick time out. It's 54 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. For Defend Systems. Defend Systems, simply put, is your life safety and security consultation firm based right here in Middle Tennessee. My man Brink Fiddler and Defend Systems, they understand how to get it done, right? They come into your place of business, your church, your school, really any place that people gather. I mean, places like T-Line, and they teach them about active shooter response, workplace violence prevention, site survey and threat assessment, security improvement consultation, emergency and intruder action plans, and rapid response medical. Bottom line is simple, that any place that people, we live in a dangerous world, folks, and I don't want to scare you to believe into believing that it's going to happen to you tomorrow or the next day or the next day. But here's the bottom line. Hope is not a plan. It's time to get trained. Get trained up at defendsystems.com. That's where you start, defendsystems.com, or 236-6484. 236-6484 for our friends at Defend Systems.
I'm former councilman Robert Sloat, by the way. Let me walk around so I don't trip on
5 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Well, if you're traveling in Sumner County, expect nighttime closures on 65 tonight and tomorrow night as crews continue the widening and bridge replacement project. Northbound lane's going to be detoured at 31. The highway itself's going to be shut down in both directions there, 31. The work takes place from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. each night. TDOT says all work is weather dependent, so plan for delays and check SmartWay for updates. Another Middle Tennessee school district is shutting down as sickness continues to spread. Manchester City Schools announcing it will close Friday, including its Journeys program. Officials say they're taking the step to help curb illness and give everyone time to recover. Coffee County made a similar move earlier this week, canceling classes today and tomorrow. Well, the Trump administration's moving to repeal the EPA's 2009 endangerment finding, the legal basis for regulating greenhouse gas emissions. Officials say removing it will roll back requirements for measuring and reporting emissions from vehicles and engines. The White House calls this the largest regulatory action in U.S. history. Environmental groups warn the move threatens public health and will face immediate legal challenges. Fallout from last week's ice storm has Sumner County leaders demanding changes at Nashville Electric Service. Mayor John Isbell wants county representation on the NES board, says the utility's storm response deserves an independent review. Hendersonville Mayor Jamie Clary says residents rely entirely on NES in his town, limiting the city's options. Clary says he plans to meet with NES in March to talk about long-term improvements, including possibly burying power lines. And here in Nashville, plans for the Music City Loop moving ahead after a Nashville Airport Committee, the Finance Committee of the Airport Authority, endorsed a long-term agreement with the Boring Company. The Airport Authority's Finance Committee projects more than $343 million in combined fees over the next 5 decades. The tunnel system would be built and operated at no cost to the airport. A final board vote is scheduled for February 18th. And the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has arrested a Lewisburg man accused of soliciting a minor through an online video game. Investigators say 30-year-old Jamal Ewing contacted the girl while playing Age of Apes. The case began after Minnesota deputies alerted TBI last year anyone who may have been contacted by Ewing or the username Black Jaren, that's BLAKJIRNREN, is urged to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, complete stop-and-go traffic. Eastbound 24 after 440. Eastbound 440 is a parking lot over to 24. Same goes north and southbound 65 between 440 and the South Loop. And then westbound 440 up to 40, complete stop-and-go. Now, crashes aren't helping. In Jolton, we've got a wreck 24 eastbound near the Harper Road overpass. Stalled vehicle right shoulder block 40 eastbound at Charlotte Avenue. And in Berry Hill, a crash 65 northbound right there at I-440. I'm Ken Weaver.
All right, we're going to have a conversation, continue a conversation with Representative Scott Sapicki live from T-Line coming up in just a moment because according to Ken Weaver, Scott's going nowhere because the traffic is a parking lot. Do I have that about right there,
yes,
Ken
sir.
Weaver? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, nastiness out there if you're out and about. It's 7 minutes after 5 o'clock. My name is Matt Murphy. This is the Matt Murphy Show this Thursday, February the 12th. Thank you for being with us on episode 976. Jackson has taken the microphone and tells me that he has an announcement to make, and I'm just happy that I see some movement out of you over there, Jay Willie. Oh, wait, hold on. Jackson is now going to figure out how to turn his microphone up.
There we.
One more.
Almost. Am I there?
Yeah, you sound good now there, Jackson.
All right, I have an announcement to make. For the next 30 minutes, Scott Sapicki is the executive, soon-to-be erstwhile producer of the Matt Murphy Show, and I will be curling.
Oh, is that it? Oh, and he just took off it. He just took off his headset and he's leaving. Where are you going?
Okay, Jackson sets his own hours.
No, he's really going curling, Ken.
That is a YouTube video waiting to happen.
100%.
Do they still have that thing like America's Funniest Home Videos?
100%.
I'll split it with y'all.
Let me tell you something. Hey, Joseph, get me video. I want video of you on the ice.
Because Jackson makes me look small.
Jackson's a big old fella.
He's a big boy.
And, I feel like if Jackson got some momentum going down that ice, there would be no stopping him at that back wall.
Is this segment sponsored by the Ken Weaver Ray of Sunshine Good News broadcast? Because he's just been Debbie Downer today.
I'm just throwing out there. I just do the news, boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do the traffic on occasion.
Yeah, I do the traffic, too.
And the traffic is no good?
It's not. Well, look at this. Look at that map. That's
a lot of
angry.
red. Yeah, it's a lot of
That
angry
is
red.
Angry. That looks like a surgery table.
If you were a weatherman, you'd be busy right now because
Yeah,
it's all
no
red.
good.
Yes, exactly.
That's no good. Speaking of the weather,
Yes, sir.
any further thoughts since we spoke last on what we need to do regarding Nashville Electric? I know I've got a former councilman that's around here somewhere, and I'm going to talk to Robert Swope in a moment about his thoughts on it because I feel like he can speak fairly openly about the role of the council versus the mayor versus the board of directors at NES. Is there conversation going on in the halls of the General Assembly about what to, if not specifics, do you need to do something? Is there a feeling that something needs to be done?
Yes, 100%. I think the feeling there is this was mismanaged entirely by NES leadership. We don't blame any of the employees. It's the leadership that had this all staged and not ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then day after day of not telling people what's going on, you can't just. There's a good friend of mine that owned a business, and because their power was out, all of the food they had spoiled, had to throw it all out. They may go out of business because of this.
Oh, no.
Wow.
And so
That's bad.
That's the problem. And in the General Assembly, and I know, Matt, we are very careful about poking our nose where it shouldn't be.
It's true. I mean, I give you credit.
But this is oversight that may need to come into play to right the ship.
Well, and I spoke with Speaker of the House Cameron Sexton about it the other day, and he introduced the concept because there's been a lot of chatter about whether or not the state should, quote-unquote, take over to promote regionalization.
Like a co-op.
But Cameron brought up the concept of the co-op and specifically brought up Middle Tennessee Electric, which is a co-op. I wasn't aware of that. I was on Middle Tennessee Electric for a long time when I lived in Mount Juliet. Worked fine, never had an issue with and the rates seemed to be relatively fair, relatively low. Nashville Electric, perhaps that would bring the ratepayers a little bit closer to the decision makers, which is my goal. At least they will have a say if something goes wrong like this in management moving forward.
Well, as you know, we're not talking about anybody but NES right now.
Right.
That other electric company did an outstanding job. They were prepared. They were ready to go. And when you get into this regionalization concept or this co-op concept, you mitigate risk over scale, right? You allow people to share assets back and forth to help when things go south. And so I know my relationship with the speaker a lot revolves around education, but I've seen him mad a few times, Matt. And he was mad. And when he gets mad, things are going to happen because he has the title of Speaker of the House. Things are going to happen, and I'm probably pretty sure that Lieutenant Governor McNally, not speaking for him, but I know him, I'm probably rest assured that he was not happy either.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, it makes a sense that something needs to be done, particularly considering in the aftermath of all of this, there was a way, even through the mismanagement during the storm, there was a way to communicate with the people in a way that made them feel better.
Yeah.
If you own up to your mistakes, if you take responsibility for said mistakes, if you talk about things that happen, even in real time, that were done wrong and things that you need to do to correct those things. And I was just talking to former Councilman Swope, and he was like, well, I don't want to jump too far and say that people need to get fired. I was like, well, I just want someone to take responsibility and say this was on me and I failed in this way, and I'm going to guarantee that none of that happens again. And I've yet to hear that.
If the leaders of NES would have come out on the front end and said, we apologize. We were not prepared for the severity of this. We understand you're frustrated with us. But when you don't get that, Matt, and then you're sitting in your house that's dark and you get a text from NES that congratulations, your power's back on, and you're sitting in the dark,
right?
There's a disconnect there. Sometimes you got to walk in there and own it. You got to walk in there and say, you know what? We made a mistake. We apologize, but you know what? We're going to get it fixed. And NES has yet to go in there and do that. Admit fault and say, we apologize, but we will get it fixed.
And another aspect that I think indicates to me that new leadership is needed, in the aftermath of this, one would think that NES would recognize, hey, we need a communications team. We need a group of people that are specifically designed to respond to ratepayers, to speak directly to those people who have been impacted by this negatively, and to assure them that while mistakes were made in the past, we're on top of it now. We're going to fix those mistakes and make sure they never happen in the future. Instead, they're spending ratepayer money to lobby y'all.
That's correct.
I mean, do you know Mark Cat or Kate?
I've heard the name.
I mean, he and apparently, according to the Tennessee Star, and I'm looking at an article that they wrote today, that the Nashville Electric Service is now being represented by Mark Kate, who previously served as chief of staff to former Governor Bill Haslam, and he now works as a political strategist. And he was hired to lobby the legislature to prevent the legislature from making wholesale changes to NES. So they're investing time, money, and energy in protecting themselves instead of solving the issues and assuring the customer base that the issues have been solved.
What do you say to that, right? Can you be more out of touch with the people?
There's all they're interested in is
protecting their six-figure salaries.
CYA.
That's it.
That's right.
So.
All right, so I think we've covered everything that's happening in the legislative session, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, I mean, Sapicki, you've only got about an hour and a half to get home, right?
Thanks, Ken.
We blame
Hey,
Weaver.
you know what? Maybe I can call Bill Fields and he'll get me home.
Billy.
No, you can't.
Bill Fields.
It's my understanding that if you have a particular type of gyrocopter, it does not count as aircraft. And I'm like 2 miles away from the Murray County Regional Airport. There's a fancy airport in Murray County. I don't know if you knew this or not, Ken.
Brand new.
We got
no,
one
it's
in
gorgeous.
Murfreesboro. We got a fancy airport in Murfreesboro.
Yeah, one of those gyrocopters, they don't even count that as aircraft, Ken.
Hey, just before I sign off here, we did get the preliminary audit back from Memphis school system.
Yeah.
We're going to have to allocate an additional $1.7 million because the company that we hired, the comptroller hired to do this audit, they said they've never seen something as bad as Shelby County school system.
Wow.
The data, the records, the lack of everything is the worst they've ever seen, ever in the nation.
What?
In the
That's
nation.
how bad it is.
So what do you that leads to
I am hoping
complete state takeover?
I am hoping that we will pull the trigger, but more. It's a takeover, but it's a takeover via a governing board. That we appoint a governing board to run that school system in cooperation with the Department of Education and the comptroller to get their finances. We can't find money that's supposed to be somewhere.
Look, I'm saddened that the local
And it's
leadership.
your money.
Well, that's right.
It's our money.
Well,
Yeah.
You see the way that local leadership handled crime
Yes.
in that community. And they repeatedly told us, oh, well, if we had more resources, if we had this, that, or the other thing, we could take care of it. But what are we supposed to do? They kind of shrugged their shoulders like that meme, the shrugging guy. Well, lo and behold, the state utilizes resources from the federal government, which was always available to them,
Right.
and we're cleaning up crime
Yes.
in Memphis. I feel like you can do the same thing in the school systems in Memphis.
100%. And then what we did was, in the governor's State of the State, everybody talked about, well, what happens when we pull back out? The vacuum, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have 50 more state troopers that we're going to allocate this year who will be down in Memphis to make sure that the crime doesn't come back so we can set the people of Memphis free from crime and let Memphis go back to the way it used to be when we were young kids.
How much would it cost us to get Scott Sapicki out on the ice?
Well,
That might be the hardest question I've ever asked Sapicki.
I am fighting not doing it. If I didn't have my suit on, I guarantee I'd be curling.
It's
after
in
this.
his blood. It's in his blood.
I wasn't bad at this when I was young.
I want to say.
I know the twisting, I know the
I
thing.
feel like we could
Well,
twist
remember-
a few arms here.
Well, here's the problem: is if Ken Weaver would say there's no traffic between here and Vanderbilt University Hospital, I might do it. But I have a wife I have to go home to,
right.
and she would not want to come to Vanderbilt to visit me.
I bet you in 3 minutes I could get you a guaranteed medevac. What do you think?
I don't think you could.
No? Okay. Well, we'll
There's
give
no
it a go.
There's no speaker standing next to me.
Sapicki, it's always
He can get there. I can't.
Cameron, that was Scott Sapicki that said that, not Matt Murphy. You're saying that with his detail, he could he could zip on down the
They
road.
can get where they got to get to.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in the General Assembly. I will have I will have the handkerchief for you when you hear summer study.
See, Sapicki's messing with me. He doesn't realize I'm back channeling this thing. I'm working the back room.
Oh yeah, you are.
Oh yeah, I'm. You got
Backing your way up to summer study.
you got to go. You got to go to those shadowy back rooms where they smoke those big long cigars, Ken. That's where you got to get things done. That's how those politicians do things.
Ken, if this bill passes, I think there's a mountain lion as a pet in your future. Liberty.
Freedom. Liberty.
Liberty.
See, there's a big nanny state conservatism right there. Scott Sapicki, Super Talk.
guys.
Thank you, bud.
See you.
20 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Back in a moment.
Awesome. Another Middle Tennessee school district is having to call off classes because of flu-like illness, and the Trump administration has environmentalists up in arms today. We'll tell you about those stories and more coming up at 5:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, 24 minutes, almost 25 past 5 o'clock. Glad to have you with us. Hope you're not stuck in traffic. If you're stuck in traffic, why not come see us?
Yeah, just you hop off I-40.
Yeah.
Right there at White Bridge Pike.
204B.
204B. Quick left on Robert Sun Avenue, and then a right on Duluth, and you're here with us.
Yeah, and you can
Robertson Road.
And you can hang around well after 7 o'clock. We'll be here at 7, and after that, we're probably going to be taking Jackson to the emergency room.
Yeah, Brother Jackson's curling, from what I understand.
It is. I got $5 that Big Man's hitting the ice. That's all I'm saying. Hold on a second. Oh, they're giving some. They give you instruction. I mean, those.
Volume's good.
Those stones are 42 pounds.
42 pounds, Brother Murphy.
Do you know how much one costs?
No, I do not.
$600.
Bell, that's a pretty good guess. According to the nice lady out there on the ice, $1,000 a piece.
Son of a biscuity.
That's a lot of money. And they all come from one quarry in Scotland.
That is an expensive set of stones.
Yeah.
Speaking of a big set of stones, Robert Swope is here. How about that for a transition?
How you doing, Matt?
That's a good segue.
Former Nashville Metro Councilman Robert Swope, one of the good guys that was there for a while, and he was smart enough to get out. How's it going?
I did my 8 years. Loved every second of it. Even loved the 3 a.m. in the morning calls saying my cat's stuck up a tree.
I bet you didn't miss it last week.
No. I got to live through, I think, 2 tornadoes, derecho winds.
Yes, I remember that.
And a few other natural disasters.
The bombing. Yeah.
Christmas morning, I'm up stuffing a turkey at 5:30 in the morning, and the phone's ringing. And I'm like, okay, it's Christmas. What's up?
That was what was up.
I'll tell you what. We had our own, series of mishaps to overcome. But this one, I think this one hit everybody hard.
I mean, you still have your pulse in your on the thumb, or your thumb on the pulse of the district. Was it as frustrating in your district as it was in other areas?
I will tell you this: our district was one of the hardest hit because we left our tree canopies.
Well, and I give benefit of the doubt in that regard, or at least I've tried to. I mean, obviously, in hindsight, if you have that many trees, you should expect that the ice is going to bring down some of those limbs.
That's exactly right.
But you can't do both. You can't keep the canopy and not prepare for the limbs to come down, and that was the frustration that many people had.
And literally, if I was still on council, I'd probably, in fact, I would be in defense of NES right now, in this single sense that while they prepared, they didn't prepare for the kind or the intensity of the ice storm that we had. You prepare a little bit, knowing that there's a little bit of ice coming and a little bit of snow, and those kind of balance each other out, and everybody lives through it. This was one of the worst ice storms we've had in 50 years, probably 60 years. And as a consequence, it wasn't just the trees and the limbs down in neighborhoods. It was their own internal infrastructure that got hammered, much more so than they ever expected. So, you can plan all you want. Every now and again, God just hands you a bad set of vibes, and you got to look at it and say, okay, how do we get through this?
Well, I would push back a little bit in as much as it did not seem to impact other electrical services and other electrical companies in the same fashion that it impacted NES. And I hear the NES people say, well, but we got hit harder than the other places. But, I mean,
we did. And listen, I'm not defending any person at NES, but I know a lot of linemen at NES. And I'm telling you, they didn't expect this. I mean, the people on the ground, the guys that actually do this, and the girls that do this.
Well, how the hell did I know about it? I mean, how did the dude yapping on the radio know that the ice was coming, and the people whose job it is to keep the electricity on didn't?
Well, we didn't know there was this much ice on it.
Okay,
it's just that simple.
I mean that.
And I'm not one, having been through multiple disasters, including Typhoon Ragasa, which I lived through in Hong Kong this past, September.
That's a humble brag. He's over in Hong Kong.
Well, I was racing. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, at some point you just got to look at the whole thing and say, listen, I was out of power for 5 days. My whole neighborhood was. My whole district was. Former district. My shop, which is right down the street from where we're at right now, was out of power for 10 days. Now, that's a huge loss to me. I don't have 18 people working for me, but I couldn't do business for 10 days.
Do you believe that people will be held responsible in terms of the board or the CEO, or do you think that it sounds like you want to give them some grace?
I do want to give them some grace. I think everybody needs a little grace. The best laid plans of mice and men are doomed to failure. That is a very, very famous and infamous line, actually. And at some point, no matter how aggravated or pissed off you get, you've got to look at the whole situation from a higher standpoint or a higher altitude and say, okay, this was worse than anybody thought it was going to be.
Except for the guy yapping on the radio and every other electrical company.
Well, except for you, because you're Nostradamus.
And MTE.
You're Mastradamus.
And MTE and Columbia Power and Water and Duck River Water and Cumberland.
But none of those got hit near as hard as Davidson County did.
That's garbage. No, y'all got hit harder because you let the canopies grow up in the way that you did over the last 4 years.
Well, to be honest with you, as a private resident in this county now, I want my tree canopy. And if that means that I got to lose power for 5 days once every 50 years,
then you're cool with it?
I'm good with that.
You're good with that.
I am good with that.
Well, most of the residents of Nashville, Tennessee aren't.
I
Robert.
understand.
They aren't. And they want heads to roll.
Well,
because I don't get to go down. If my grocery store fails me, I can go down to the other grocery store down the street.
I understand.
Where do I go to get electrical power now that NES has failed the citizens of Nashville?
Well, you can go to Generac.
Well, the flip attitude that you're presenting here.
I'm sorry.
Is insulting to the people that lost power and lost their lives in Davidson County. Period.
Well, I lost it too.
You didn't lose lives.
No, I didn't.
People died, Robert.
And
people died. You're a friend of mine. I'm just telling you, people. Yeah, and some people died as a result of the cold because they didn't have power. Because people like Teresa Broyles Applin failed them, and you're like, well, canopy. I don't get it. We got to go to news. I don't want to yell at my friends. I love Robert. I'm yelling at the wrong people.
Okay, promise me after the news we talk about something that's less controversial.
Hong Kong. Can we talk about Hong Kong?
Amen.
Because you drove a Studebaker.
Hong Kong, Beijing,
All
Studebaker.
Right. I'll calm down. I need to be happy. I need to get me some brown water. It's time for the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Northbound 65 in Sumner County going to be detoured overnight tonight and tomorrow night as TDOT crews work on the new bridge over 31. Now that means both directions of 31 will also be closed during the work. The closures run each night from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock in the morning. Drivers should allow extra time and be prepared for rerouting at exit 98. Another Middle Tennessee school district has decided to close because of illness. Manchester City Schools will not hold classes tomorrow after a rise in illness, flu-like. The district says the closure also affects the Journeys program. It follows Coffee County's decision to close both Thursday and Friday for the same reason. School leaders say the goal is to slow the spread and support student and staff health. President Trump and EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin are preparing to scrap the scientific finding that greenhouse gases endanger public health. The repeal would erase the foundation for most federal climate rules, including limits on pollution from cars and trucks. The administration argues the change will save consumers money and reduce regulatory burdens. Environmental advocates say they're going to court. Sumner County leaders demanding changes at Nashville Electric Service after the recent ice storm left thousands without power. County Mayor John Isbell wants Sumner County representation on the NES board, saying residents need a voice in policy decisions. He's also calling for an independent review of the utilities storm response. Meanwhile, Hendersonville's mayor is meeting with NES in March to discuss upgrades, including burying power lines. And a key Nashville Airport committee has advanced a deal with Elon Musk's Boring Company to build the Music City Loop. The underground tunnel system would connect downtown to Nashville International Airport using Tesla vehicles. Airport officials estimate more than $340 million in revenue over 50 years with no capital cost to the airport. The full Airport Authority Board is expected to vote on the agreement February 18th. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Glencliff got a crash blocking the right shoulder 24 eastbound past Briley Parkway. And Jolton still got that wreck 24 eastbound near the Harper Road overpass right before Whites Creek Pike. Watkins Park got a stalled vehicle on the right shoulder 40 eastbound at Charlotte Avenue. In the Hermitage, got a crash. It's on Old Hickory Boulevard right there at 40 East. And in Lebanon, got a wreck now on 840 going eastbound before Couchville Pike. I'm Ken Weaver.
Grace Point Healthcare is affordable, convenient, and comprehensive medicine offered in a direct pay format. What does that mean? All right, so when you walk into your doctor's office and you sit down and your doctor consults with you about medical treatments that you might need, try to get to the root of the problem. Sadly, in most circumstances, that doctor is hamstrung and hampered by the insurance companies, what they allow and what they do not allow. At Grace Point Healthcare, they didn't believe in it. They don't like it. They don't want people getting in the way between your relationship with you and your doctor, which is why they became a direct pay practice, meaning you pay Grace Point, and then you can apply with your insurance company for reimbursement for services offered. Secondarily, they've got the HSA option, and the direct pay plan, the Smart Care plan, offers you an opportunity to pay monthly, $99 a month, which you can pay through your HSA. And then you get unlimited office visits throughout the course of the year and free basic labs and diagnostics. So that's a cost savings, and it's just $79 for the kids. Now, they don't believe in long wait times at Grace Point Healthcare, which is why so many people choose them as an option, because you don't have to wait 2 weeks. If you feel bad today, you don't want to wait 2 weeks to go to the doctor, and they make sure that you don't at Grace Point Healthcare. They're located in Franklin. Go see them, 599-6868, 599-6868. You really can afford exceptional medicine at your convenience. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. Oh. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, 19 minutes until 6 o'clock. We are at T-Line in Nashville. Man, what a great place. What a gorgeous place. They got regular old bowling going on. They got a lot of folks doing some bowling. They got all kind of food and drink being served up in the restaurant/bar area.
There's
and
a
then,
whole bunch.
I mean, then the show is happening back here on the ice there, Ken Weaver. We got a lot of activity out there curling, and I just went out there doing your newscast. And I told Jackson, I said, you know, since you've been out here, curling looks a lot like standing. He goes, well, they're teaching us how to do it, Murphy. And then he said, are we doing nincompoops? Y'all need to wait on nincompoops. I got a good one. So that's my Jackson impersonation.
That's actually a pretty good impersonation.
Murphy, don't do nincompoops yet. I'm still on the ice. So we are holding off on
God,
nincompoops.
that sounded accurate.
You know, Jackson got a lot funnier when I realized he sounds like an old Southern grandma. Y'all get out of that backyard. Y'all stop messing with them dogs.
Stay off my porch.
Give me a switch. Former Councilman Robert Swope is still with us, and we're going to stop yelling at one another and start laughing with one another because you did something, dude. Have you heard about this, what he did, kid? His Studebaker?
Oh, yeah, I was listening to you guys.
Okay, so tell everyone about this Studebaker adventure.
Hey, I'll start by saying www.studebakerchronicles.com.
Okay.
And it'll tell you the whole story. But a year ago, about a year ago, we decided we were going to run my 63 Studebaker Gran Turismo Hawk in the Hong Kong to Beijing rally, which has been going on for 40 years. They killed it for...
I mean, well, really, who hasn't? I mean, come on. No, I'm just kidding. Go
Well, they killed the rally for 15 years. Mao Zedong did, because it became an absolute free-for-all. And a good friend of mine is one of the vice marshals of the Hong Kong Rally and Marshal Drivers Club, who throws the rally every year.
Uh-huh.
And he called me up and said, we're bringing the rally back on the 40th anniversary of it. And I said, I'm in. He said, what are you running? I said, a 63 Studebaker. And he went, no. You know you're competing against Mercedes and Porsche and Audi and BMW and it's Mitsubishi and all that. I said, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, but correct me if I'm wrong. You've never had an American car enter this rally. Correct. In 40 years.
Wow.
You've never had an American team race this rally in 40 years. Correct. I said, good, I'm there. So we built the car in 7.5 weeks because I wrecked mine. And that's a whole other story for another day. Built the car in 7.5 weeks. I threw my dad and some tools and some clothes in the trunk, and we ran the hot rod power, tore to shake down the car because it was brand new. We built it from the frame up.
Mm-hmm.
Shook it down, tweaked some things for a month. Then I put it on an airplane in Chicago, flew it to Hong Kong because I didn't trust it being on a boat, getting there in time for the rally. Flew it to Hong Kong.
You go coach or business class with that thing?
The car, for the price it cost, was beyond first class. I think I could have bought a jet cheaper than it cost me to ship that car over there.
I'm not going to ask. I just don't want to know.
You don't.
I can't imagine.
Just think small house.
Okay.
And you know, my retirement fund is gone, but it was my 60th birthday last year.
Yeah.
So this was my 60th birthday present to myself, and believe it or not, my wife just looked at me and said, when do you leave? And I went, oh, you're kidding me. I love you, baby. And I will continue to love you for the rest of my life for what you're letting me do. So we flew the car to Hong Kong. Me and Mike Murian, my navigator, flew over there, picked it up, went through unbelievable pains, getting a driver's license, getting Mike's visa, getting the car out of Hawk into Hong Kong airport, which was astoundingly ridiculous.
So I don't even know. Let me pause for a second. What does it take to get into China? I mean, I guess, just a passport and entry into the event?
No, you have to get a visa to China.
Yeah.
Hong Kong's a different thing. An American passport will get you into Hong Kong, but it will not get you into mainland
because
China.
China
China is still a third world CCP
Right, I mean,
run.
Hong Kong's, I
Dictatorship.
guess Hong Kong, my knowledge of this is very limited, but Hong Kong used to be part of the British Empire, but they
Correct.
handed it back to China, but
In
they still kind
1999.
of, and it's still kind of a separate
Hong Kong
thing.
still is pushing back so hard against the CCP in China, in Beijing, it's stupid, which has created an unbelievable hardness between the Hong Kong, because half of Hong Kong is on the mainland. So when you go through the border from Hong Kong to China, it's not one border crossing, it's two. You cross out of Hong Kong into a no man's land, and then you have to enter China, which is insane when you're driving an American-made car, a Studebaker, that has never been in China. We had the first Studebaker ever to run the roads in China.
Wow.
Ever in history. So as a consequence, we raced from Hong Kong to Beijing, 6 timed events, which are time, speed, distance rally things, and 3 speed events, 1 on a dirt track. We placed 3rd overall.
All right.
Out of 40 cars.
How about that?
Way to go.
Which was
That's
completely astounding. I never expected it. But I told my navigator, Mike, at the onset of this, I said, listen, these kinds of things, time, speed, distance rallies, are all about consistency. You don't have to win every single leg of this. You've got to be in the top 10. Because I guarantee you, there'll only be 3 cars at the end of this that stay in the top 10 for all 12 events over the course of 7 days.
Right. It's all about endurance. It's all about.
Exactly. So as a consequence, we showed up in Beijing and we won 3rd, and I, Mike and I cried for a day and a half. It was such a relief, and then we trucked the car back to Shenzhen, which is still mainland China, and I put it in a box and I put it on a boat, and I shipped it across the Pacific to Long Beach, California. Went out to Long Beach, and I had to spend 8 days in Compton.
But that was fun.
Let's just say I don't have an MS-13 tat, but I'm welcomed. Because you either make friends or you're dead.
Yeah, sure.
So as a consequence.
Why do you have to stay that long? To clear customs?
Because customs didn't want to let my car back into the country.
Wow.
And I went, oh, you got to be kidding me. I've just gotten this thing into the hardest country in the world to import into anything. And you won't let it back?
Are they looking over it thinking it's got drugs stuffed in there somewhere or something?
I have absolutely no idea.
Interesting.
That's kind of cool.
Anyway, so I finally got it back and drove it back across America on Route 66. And then it was a featured car at the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals in Chicago. And it spent the half of November, December, and most of January at the Studebaker National Museum in South Bend, Indiana. And I've just gotten it back like 2 weeks ago, and I missed my baby. Her name's Sophia, by the way. My dad named her.
Yeah.
As in Sophia Loren.
Well, she didn't let you down. That's
Italian designed, American made. And yes, I flew Old Glory on her antenna the entire way across China.
What the event, it's an endurance race, but you're stopping at, I mean, how far was it? How long?
It's 5,800 kilometers, which is like 3,600 miles.
So how many days did it take?
6.5.
And so you have pre-scheduled stops along the way?
Every you're going from city to city.
Right.
And then within that route, there are timed segments that are competitions, right?
Oh, I see.
And you have to run.
Once you get to this point, their time starts. And
correct.
Right.
And then we raced on 3 incredibly good tracks. One was a dirt track. And I actually managed to take 3rd place on a dirt track with a 63 Studebaker against 40 rally drivers. And the other 2 were world-class. Zhengzhou International Circuit is a, 2.5 miles road track, but it has almost a 400 feet elevation change during the road course. And I slung that old girl around and took 6th place out of 40 cars.
Dang.
which ain't bad for a car that's 21 feet long.
My brother is listening to this, and he says the irony to this story is they allowed a diesel generator to come in from China at the same port of entry that wasn't even compliant with the Clean Air Act.
Yes. And they wouldn't let my Studebaker back in. I was like, are you kidding me? Anyway, bottom line is everything.
That's fun.
We filmed
That's fun.
everything. In fact, we shot 31 terabytes of footage from the beginning of the build through.
Is that online on your website?
StudebakerChronicles.com, just like it sounds, Studebaker. And Studebaker is Studebaker for those of us for those people that aren't old enough to remember what a Studebaker was.
I don't even know when they stopped. Do you know when they stopped making Studebaker?
1963.
Yeah.
Actually, Studebaker went out of business December 20th, 1963. They still made Studebakers, but it wasn't Studebaker making them. It was General Motors, and they were assembled up at the GM plant in Toronto. That lasted until 66. Was the last, I want to say it was a Daytona Lark was the last one made. Now, Avanti was a whole different ball game. Avantis were brand new in 63, much like a Corvette, fiberglass bodied, not sussed out. Studebaker basically sold the rights to make Avanti to a private group in South Bend, Indiana, and they made Avantis for a couple of years, and then that all fell apart.
What are you working on a car now? You doing anything
My 77 Corvette called Full Tilt is in paint. I have a 76 International Scout completely tore apart in my shop at the moment. And it's going back kind of
that's the one
modded.
that's the one he's going to sell me, Ken.
Oh, well.
That's what I hear.
No. This one's the client's grandfather's truck that he bought brand new, and I'm restoring it. And I've got a 73 Trans Am that we just got in.
Nice.
My navigator, Mike Murian, who I will say, I've said it 100 times on camera, I'll say it again. He's the best navigator I have ever raced with. Unbelievable sense of direction. We had a blast in China, but he got the car bug between China and the Muscle Car Corvette Nationals in Chicago. He literally, on the way back from Chicago, he says, I got to buy a car. I got to buy a car.
Well, he's not a car. He's a navigator, but he's not a car guy?
No, he's not a car guy.
Huh. Well,
He's one of the best television guys I've ever met, and that's how we met. He worked for me for decades, and then he started his own company when I went into politics. But he bought a 73 Trans Am out of California, had it shipped to my shop, and it has one bad to the bone 455 stroker in it. This thing pounds the ground. I mean, pounds the ground. So let's just say I'm putting
about 4.5, 5 miles to the gallon.
We're going to say if he's lucky.
Yeah,
He's lucky.
Is it 4-barrel?
If you could have twin 4 barrels, this engine couldn't drink enough. Let's just put it that way.
One of those. You put your foot to the floor and you can just watch the gas meter roll down.
Correct.
Right.
But yeah, I just got in like 10 days ago, and I'm playing with it right now, just tweaking it out and changing other people's. It was built as a drag car.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it back as a street car, and
well,
nice.
give several people want to know the website again, so they can go look.
www.StudebakerChronicles.com.
There's Robert Swope. Thank you, Robert. We appreciate you. It's 54 after the hour. Got to take a quick break, and then come Poops in the news
Yes,
is on
sir.
the way in the 6 o'clock hour, right after the real news, and that's coming up next. Friends, when USS comes out to your house, you get problem solvers who provide peace of mind to their customers, you, the homeowner. You don't get someone that is worried about meeting a sales quota. You don't get people that are worried about upselling you on anything. At USS, they are concerned with you and the foundation of your home, whether it's through waterproofing issues or foundation repair issues, concrete leveling. They do it all. And I discovered that they do a certain type of gutter work that sinks your gutters and gets the water away from your home. They understand that gutters are almost a lifeblood for your home, because you've got to drain that, you've got to get that water away, you've got to drain that water away from the house, and in doing so, you protect the foundation of your home. I found this out from Nate, the project manager that came out to my home recently. We did a couple of videos, and they'll be up and running on 997WTN.com to detail exactly what I'm planning to have done to my home. 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855. If you have any issues, if you have any questions regarding the foundation of your home, USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com.
It's 6 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Speaking of traffic, TDOT's going to be shutting down northbound 65 at exit 98 in Sumner County for overnight work tonight and tomorrow night to prepare a bridge deck pour. Highway 31 is going to be closed in both directions at the same time. These closures run from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. both tonight and tomorrow night. Expect detours, slower traffic, possible early morning delays heading into the weekend. Illness-related absences have forced some more Middle Tennessee schools to cancel classes for Friday. Manchester City schools canceled tomorrow. Journey's services will also be shut down. This marks the second district in the region taking action as flu symptoms increase across the community. Coffee County schools closing today and tomorrow to allow time for recovery and cleaning. A Homeland Security shutdown is all but certain after tomorrow night, now that Senate Democrats voted unanimously to block a Department of Homeland Security funding bill from advancing. Democrats are pushing for immigration reforms in the wake of President Trump's broad enforcement operations. Democrats want, among other things, a requirement for judicial warrants for ICE investigations, a requirement that officers wear body cameras, and that they remove masks while on patrol. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's proud of his colleagues for standing firm. He says Democrats have the support of the public. The Trump administration is moving to repeal the EPA's 2009 endangerment finding, which is the legal basis for regulating greenhouse gas emissions. Officials say removing it's going to roll back requirements for measuring and reporting emissions from vehicles and engines. The White House calls this the largest deregulatory action in U.S. history, and it's going to save Americans trillions of dollars. Environmental groups warn the move threatens public health and will face immediate legal challenges. And Sumner County leaders are voicing frustration after thousands lost power in the recent ice storm. Mayor John Isbell says the county needs representation on the NES board and is calling for an independent review of the utility's performance. Meanwhile, Hendersonville Mayor Jamie Clary says the city doesn't control its utilities, making cooperation with NES essential. He says he'll meet with NES in March to discuss improving infrastructure before the next storm. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
I licked her on the ice one
Glencliff,
time.
we've got a crash, right shoulder block, 24 eastbound past Briley Parkway South. In Jolton, still working this crash before Whites Creek Pike, 24 eastbound near the Harper Road overpass. Watkins Park, a stalled vehicle, right shoulder block, 40 eastbound at Charlotte Avenue. Madison right now got a crash on the right shoulder, 65 northbound before Briley Parkway. And in Lebanon, got a wreck, 840 eastbound before Couchville Pike. I'm Ken Weaver.
It is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We're in the midst of the final hour of our adventure at T-Line in Nashville, in the Nations. Come on out and see us. Man, oh man, this place has gotten packed out, fellas. Ken Weaver's with me. Jackson Williams is here as well. Jackson just got off the ice, Ken.
Yes, sir. He's breathing hard, too.
Yeah.
I got to report back, boys.
Before you do, I have a very important announcement. You can't take your liquor on the ice.
Oh, they don't let you?
No. The fellow over there said that he can clean a lot of things off the ice, but he can't clean the liquor off the ice. No liquor on the ice, fellas.
Can't do it.
Now, you can have your alcohol right adjacent. You can be ice adjacent.
That seems dangerous.
What, to have the alcohol and the ice so close together?
Yes, because my main focus out there was don't fall and end up on Matt Murphy's social medias this evening.
Well, I had a couple of operatives in place ready to go with video of you busting it on the ice.
I want their names.
I'm disappointed to tell you that Jackson maintained balance and stayed on two legs the entire time. But see, Jackson, Ken.
That's way to go, Brother Jackson.
Ken, you were busy over here doing the real news. Here's the deal. When Jackson was doing it, when I watch him on TV, there's a lot of bending and moving and shaping and yelling.
Yes, sir.
When Jackson does it, curling looks a lot like standing.
I had the stick, like stick curling
like
they were telling you about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I did that. I wasn't lunging. I'm not that kind of guy, fellas.
Yeah, no, because I can identify with that remark because if I get that close to the ice,
I'm going down.
Big man down.
Yeah.
Big man down.
Yes, sir. Well, that's why I was talking about, just being able to bend over.
I saw my much nimbler friends bite the dust, as you would say.
Yes.
One C.J. Ecke and one Will Bowling. Each busted it.
Did Will bust it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, from Ramon and Will on the morning show over at 104.5 The Zone,
yes,
our brother station, if you will.
But it's fun, man. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Everything is.
So it reminds me to a certain degree, and if you've ever gone to a golf course with really fast greens, the delicate nature that you have to use to try to figure out the speed that you have to putt a ball, it feels like that what is it called, Jackson? The stone. It feels like that stone. That is a very delicate balance between ending up 10 feet short and 20 feet past.
And you got to know when to throw it. And my position down there, I had to give the signals like I was a pitching coach. I was like,
what sort of signals were you giving, Jackson?
We'll throw it over here, throw it back here, hit this guy, hit that guy,
doing the old shoulder slides.
I gave him the old.
Now, see, this is starting to remind me of my father-in-law. When we go out on the golf course, we're 200 yards away from the green, and my father-in-law wants to know where the flag is on the green. And I was like, Bob, if you get within 40 yards of that green, I'll buy you dinner. You're not getting anywhere close to it. So you're telling him which side of the circle to put that thing on?
Yeah, and I'm telling Joseph.
I mean, whatever. If he gets it anywhere close to where he's aiming, Y'all
Hey,
are lucky.
I got something for you. C.J. Ecke, one of our fine promotions department
Yes.
members, he threw his rock without any sweepers. Nobody to sweep for him.
Why not?
Because the guy didn't have his broom yet, and he said wait, and C.J. didn't hear him.
Huh. Well, how'd that go for him?
I got that point.
How important is the sweeping, Jackson?
Very important. It's what keeps the rock going.
You got to that keeps it. Wait, I thought it slowed it down.
No. That's what keeps the rock moving. The sweeping does.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're not supposed to slow it down. You want it to keep on moving.
That speeds it up. That
Yes.
keeps it going.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then
There are
that
ways
changes
to
things.
slow it down, but I learned over there while I was on my reconnaissance mission
Uh-huh.
to learn more about the sport of curling. That's what you guys sent me on, correct?
Yes, sir.
I think
Yeah,
you said
yeah, that's
yourself,
what
but
we-
yeah, that's what we
we
did.
gave him that assignment.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Jackson, executive producer of the Matt Murphy Show, was on assignment.
How was Scott Sapicki as executive producer?
He did a fine
He
job.
did a pretty good job.
I heard you guys had another guest.
We did Robert Swope. He and I got into it a little bit on the NES subject.
That was
so-
yelled
good.
at
That
him?
was good radio.
Well, I mean,
You yelled at somebody at T-Line. I told
you know.
you a chill show today.
you did. And then you leave, and suddenly I start screaming and yelling at people.
You
See?
weren't yelling.
Well, I mean, Swope, I like Robert a lot, but
Yeah.
I think Swope is a little too close to that story. I think he's got friendships in NES, and that's just my take on it. He's got friendships in NES. I think he's a little too close to that story, but one way or the other, we got beyond it and started talking about Studebaker.
I thought you guys had a very constructive conversation.
Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that.
Was he good boy, Ken?
Yeah.
Okay. So
All right. Are you done? No, I don't want you to. I
I've
don't
got
want
a
you to
couple
rush.
more things
Okay,
to
well,
say about curling.
We're gonna do curling conversation. We'll take a break before Nincompoops to do Nincompoops right after curling.
I think we should do nincompoops now.
Okay, so
I'm done. It's fine. You sweep the rock. It's fun.
should I get out there and do it?
Yes, I want to do it with you really badly.
All right, 7:00. We're all in.
Ken, you're in.
Weaver.
I'm heading home, boys.
No, Ken, I'll give you the stick. It'll be just fine. You just sit in that chair and you enjoy some nincompoops in the news. Hit the music. Brad.
Remember-
It's already
Wait a
going to
minute.
be
Hold
an
on.
hour and a half drive
Hold
for
on
me.
a second. Remember what we said about Jackson sounded like your grandma, and he just said, "I'll give you the stick, Ken."
Ken, go out back and pick your switch.
Bell, if you can find the Nincompoop sounder over there in the Super Talk controlled area, if you wouldn't mind hitting that thing real quick for us at 13 minutes after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It's time for Nincompoop.
I can't find it. Tell Jackson to tell me where it is.
Hey, Jackson, where's the
Where's the
Nincompoop sounder?
nincompoops in the news?
Oh, wait, Jackson has to sneeze. God bless you,
See,
Jackson.
you got out there on the ice and he caught a cold.
got it.
See, Colt, he's got it.
Oh, good.
Colt gives you a cold, Jackson.
Nincompoops in the news.
All right, it is time for Nincompoops in the news. You know what the real news is. Ken Weaver's been delivering it all day long. We're at T-Line at Nashville. You know that as well. It's time to look all across the volunteer state, the United States of America, nay, the entirety of the globe. And we find the Nincompoops where they live and where they breathe. Yesterday, the contest was won by one Mr. Ken Weaver. Congratulations, Weaver.
Thank you, boys.
There you go.
I worked real hard on that one.
Should have been Cameron.
That's how you get it done.
I can't believe I honestly I can't believe I beat Cameron's because a guy spanking one butt cheek and squeezing the other one.
Well,
You can't beat that.
I've not seen a contest quite like it, Ken. I think I received maybe a vote. Jackson received nary a vote, and it was neck and neck between you and Cameron Smith, and you bested him by one, maybe two votes.
Wow.
It was nip and a tuck. And frankly, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think Jackson Williams deserves an assist because he did say, what did you say, that it was a
The fart bit.
It's like a Fitbit,
right.
only it's a fart bit, which is what I'm doing.
Well,
Which was a brilliant line.
there was one thing I left out of that story, boys, that I wish I would not have left out, and I'll go ahead and update you on it. Doctors were really researchers were really excited about this device because the way they were gathering that data before this device was they were asking people to just write it down.
What, when they farted?
Yes.
What, you can't.
The control group got just little batteries, like those little circular batteries instead of the device.
Yeah.
Well, the and the ladies in the audience should know that y'all fluff, right? Isn't that?
What if you're in a group of people and all of a sudden you have to write something down?
Right, yeah.
Oh, just taking notes.
What are you writing down over there? Oh, I just broke wind. Thank you.
Well, yeah, and you pull out your clipboard and it says fart chart at the top.
And all your friends just kind of move away from you slowly.
What if you fart in your sleep? How you gonna know?
Well, that's
why they had to develop the
that's
fart
why they
book.
had to get the device.
Yeah. All right, Ken, you get to decide the batting order, sir.
All right, I'm going to go first.
All right.
Then we'll say Murphy and then Brother Jackson.
There we go.
I'll bring us home.
All right, here we go, boys. This out of the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
A pickleball game at Spruce Creek Country Club near Daytona Beach erupted into a large brawl involving more than 20 people on Super Bowl Sunday morning.
Oh, no.
The people arrested 63-year-old Anthony Sapienza, 51-year-old Julianne Sapienza, arrested after allegedly initiating and escalating the fight. Allegations against Anthony Sapienza: he shouted vulgar insults at an opposing player's wife, punched her husband in the face,
Oh, dear.
and struck him with the pickleball paddle, causing a bleeding head wound. He pushed the woman to the ground when she tried to help her husband, punched a 70-year-old bystander who
Lord.
just tried to break up the fight, causing heavy nose bleeding. And then, I like the way this is, fled the scene before later being located by police.
As you do.
The game reportedly turned hostile after Anthony accused the opposing team of entering the kitchen, which is a no-volley zone in pickleball.
The fight started because he got into the kitchen?
He got angry because somebody went to a place where you're not supposed to be.
You can't. Well, you know what? I was all in until you said that. But that, you get into the kitchen. You're not supposed to be in there.
In pickleball, you got to stay out the kitchen.
And if you don't stay out of the kitchen, frankly, you get what's coming to you.
You get a nosebleed.
Yeah, you get beaten viciously about the head and shoulders,
exactly.
apparently. That's good. Fellas, my story comes from Heber City, Utah, Heber. Ken, how would you do that?
I would call that Heber.
Heber City, Utah. A 54-year-old Heber City man is facing aggravated child abuse charges after his 16-year-old daughter told police that he waterboarded her.
Goodness.
Now, everybody, before I go any further, everyone's going to be okay except the 54-year-old father. He's going to spend some time in jail.
Yeah.
Fox News 13 is not disclosing the name of the arrested party in an effort to protect the identity of the victim. The Heber City police chief confirmed to Fox 13 News that the arrested man was the Washoe County Republican Party chair. According to court documents, on January 21st, Heber City Police received a mandatory child abuse and neglect report from the Utah Division of Child and Family Services. The report stated that the 16-year-old girl said that she didn't feel safe in her home. Investigators spoke to the teen, who stated the incident happened 1 or 2 weeks prior. The teen stated that she had gotten home from hanging out with friends, and her father was upset with her because her room was not completely cleaned. The teen stated that her father then grabbed her by the scruff of the neck and took her to the bathroom where a sink was filling with water. The father allegedly dunked the teen's head in the water before taking it out and splashing water on her face. The victim couldn't remember how long that continued, but said she couldn't breathe. In addition to the recent incident, the victim then told police that he did the same thing to her 8-year-old brother following another argument.
Goodness.
Apparently, this is a pattern with the man. In another incident, the victim stated a few years prior her father backhanded her torso when she wasn't compliant in doing something she was ordered to do. That feels like he swatted her on the ass.
He swatted her,
yeah. But you know what you can't do? You can't waterboard your kid. Now, I know you parents want to, but you can't do it. The victim stated that she didn't feel safe in her home. The father was arrested on Tuesday. No word on whether or not he's been removed as the Republican Party chairman of Wasatch County, which I mispronounced the first time around.
Wasatch.
That man is an nincompoop.
Is an nincompoop.
He's a nincompoop.
Nincompoop, indeed.
Mr. Jackson.
Oh, my turn?
Your
It
turn,
is.
Brother Jackson.
All right. Another thing you can't do, throw a Molotov cocktail. Police arrest San Francisco man for allegedly throwing lit wine bottle Molotov cocktail. San Francisco police officers arrested a 36-year-old man for allegedly tossing a lit Molotov cocktail into the street at a busy Mission District intersection over the weekend, the department said Tuesday. Officers saw a man in the vehicle throw a incendiary device, a wine bottle with an ignited wick, shortly before 6 p.m. Saturday near 16th and Mission Street.
You say it was
according to the San Francisco
an
Police
ignited
Department.
what? An ignited what? Oh, what'd you say it was? An ignited
wick.
what? A wick.
Wick.
I misheard him.
With a W.
I misheard him. Yeah.
If you light that on fire, we got a whole nother batch of nincompoopery that you can do.
Yeah, that would be a winner.
I'm just proud you got through the word incendiary.
I mean, that would be a wiener.
Hey-o.
Come on, Ken, have some class.
No, Ken, don't start now.
Police extinguished the flames, seized the firebomb, and searched the area with drones after the suspect fled the scene. Following a search, officers arrested the suspect, identified as San Francisco resident Sean Gregory Barstow, on suspicion of multiple felony charges in connection with the incident. I'm not on camera, Matt.
You are now. You got a great look going on. I just,
Who put did Brent Doherty do this?
The mayor, yes. The mayor did that.
Well, if the mayor did it, I guess it's a political statement.
It's a statement.
Is this law now, Mayor?
You're making a statement.
I am certainly making a statement. That's my nincompoop. Don't throw Molotov cocktails into busy intersections.
That's how we do it.
That's good advice.
Bell, hit the music because we like to wrap it up with the music as well. That's how we play nincompoop.
Vote Weaver. Vote Ken Weaver.
I don't think you should vote Ken Weaver. I think you should vote Matt Murphy. By the way, the contest is neck and neck and neck. It's a one win for Ken Weaver, one win for Matt Murphy, and one win for Jackson Williams. And so the next 2 days are going to decide the weekly winner of Nincompoops in the News. That's how we play it, 22 after the hour.
ABW, anybody but Weaver.
I don't like that acronym.
Oh, I like that. That's fine.
Or you could turn it into ABM, anybody but Murphy. Just vote for me and you don't got to worry about it.
Uh-huh. That's how we play Nincompoops in the News. Back in a moment. Like many of their Nashville neighbors, the Glock store was out of power all last week. We talked to Lenny McGill about it yesterday, but the power's back on, and so is the Glock store. They're back up and running. The retail showroom and Shoot 270 indoor ranges are open for business and ready to offer some incredible deals during the Ice Storm sale. The deals include the new Glock GTL2 weapon lights for less than $155. The 43X magazines for under $19. The Savior Specialist range bag and the limited edition Desert Night and Tiger Stripe camo are in stock and on sale, and there's much, much more. Plus, do not forget the Gen 6 Glock is in stock. They've got the Glock 19s in the Gen 6 model in stock. Mention my name, you'll get a free extra magazine when you pick it up. That's right, a free extra magazine when you go and test drive the Glock and then buy at the Glock store. These things are going to go fast, so you need to get out there. Obviously, the 19 is the most popular handgun in the United States of America, perhaps even the world, and now they've got the brand new Gen 6 variety in at the Glock store. My friends at the Glock store are all powered up and ready for business. The Glock store, they're minutes away from the airport, worth the drive from anywhere. Go see them and tell them that Matt Murphy sent you to the Glock store. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Eurofix. Aaron Stokes cranked up Eurofix over a quarter century ago, 26 years ago now. Aaron Stokes began offering services at below dealer pricing with Eurofix. And, friends, it has worked. I tell you what, Aaron Stokes understands a couple of things. Number one, you can pay your mechanics beyond what the other guys pay and still keep your prices low. You keep that overhead low. You keep your waiting rooms clean, comfortable, inviting. You keep your service areas spotless because everything that you do reflects how you're going to treat the vehicles that you serve. And that's what it's all about. You don't have to put up with dealer pricing. You don't have to put up with getting ghosted, waiting on a callback. Eurofix fixes everything European. Plus, they offer a rental car available at every appointment. They have locations in Nashville, Franklin, Belmead, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet. Oh, look, I just counted on my hand. That's 5 separate locations. 844-EUROFIX. Call today, 844-EUROFIX. Same number for all locations. Visit online at myEurofix.com and tell them that Matt Murphy sent you to Eurofix.
More.
So, AI Ken Weaver just interrupted real-life Ken Weaver.
AI Ken Weaver just interrupted real-life Ken Weaver because real-life Ken Weaver didn't let Brother Bilal know that AI Ken Weaver was loaded.
Was it? Well,
You know, you can put kill dates on those if you want.
I thought I did.
Speaking of being loaded, I just offered Ken a drink, and he turned me down. But anyway, that's good. You know what? You're a responsible citizen of this great state of Tennessee, and you got a long way to drive.
I got a long way to drive.
You got a long way to go, fella. Let me tell you something. It was always going to be. I'm following this story, and I know that you've been covering it today, Ken.
Oh yeah,
about Mark Kelly, and this was always. Thank you, Swope. It was always going to be a heavy lift. And, you know, as our friend Sean Hannity would say, let not your heart be troubled about this. A federal judge has temporarily blocked Pete Hegseth from censuring Senator Mark Kelly or reducing his military pension over a video. These people, and I said it at the time, they knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew exactly how to do it to squirm their way out of it. They were intentionally attempting to be incendiary. They were intentionally attempting to motivate military personnel to violate their military oath of office. Their military oath commands them. You have to have that order within the military, and I don't need to tell you folks that have served in the military about all of that, and I wouldn't presume to do so. But I know this. They did it. They got really cute with it. Hegseth decided to go forward with censuring Kelly last month in an attempt to reduce his military rank, reduce his pension, after Kelly and other veterans in Congress, quote-unquote, reminded actively serving military that they were allowed to disobey illegal orders. And then they never mentioned what illegal orders those were. Had they done so, I think this case would have been slam dunk. I think it's still possible that Kelly can have his rank reduced on appeal. In his 29-page opinion, this judge in the case, Judge Richard Leon, underscored the unprecedented nature of the case. Well, you know what's unprecedented? That sitting members of Congress who've served in the military are insinuating to active duty military personnel that they have the ability to disobey whatever orders they think are unlawful. That's not the way any of this works. That's not the way that the process works. And there is a way for you to go up the chain of command in order to object to doing certain things within the military apparatus if you believe that what you're being ordered to do is illegal. So we can talk about that in just a moment. But right now, it's time for the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
6:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. TDOT shutting down northbound 65 at exit 98 for overnight work tonight and tomorrow night to prepare for a bridge deck pour. Highway 31 is going to be closed in both directions there at the same time. These closures are going to run from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock in the morning, 8 at night, 5 o'clock in the morning each night starting tonight. Expect detours, slower traffic, and possible early morning delays heading into the weekend. Illness-related absences have forced Manchester City schools to cancel classes tomorrow. Journey services will also be shut down, this marking the second district in the region taking action as flu symptoms increase across the community. Coffee County schools closed for 2 days this week to allow time for recovery and cleaning. And a Homeland Security shutdown is all but certain. After tomorrow night, now that Senate Democrats voted unanimously to block a Department of Homeland Security funding bill from advancing, Democrats pushing for immigration reforms in the wake of President Trump's broad enforcement operations. They want, among other things, a requirement for judicial warrants for ICE investigations, a requirement that officers wear body cameras, and that they remove masks while on patrol. President Trump and EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin preparing to scrap the scientific finding that greenhouse gases endanger public health. The repeal would erase the foundation for most federal climate rules, including limits on pollution from cars and trucks. The administration argues the change will save consumers money and reduce regulatory burdens. Environmental advocates say it's a dangerous step backward, and they promise to fight it in court. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, we have picked up a crash on the North Loop. It looks like the off-ramp left lane is blocked. 65 northbound off-ramp to eastbound 24. In Antioch, an injury wreck. Blue Hole Road at Bell Road. Belshire, Dickerson Pike at Old Hickory Boulevard. And then in Goodlettsville, Gallatin Pike North at Coude Lane. Eastbound 440 is still like a parking lot between 65 over to Nolensville Pike. Same goes for eastbound East Loop down to the downtown split. I'm Ken Weaver.
You know, when I first met Shane Ring at Cover Nash, he started explaining to me some of the ins and outs of the health insurance industry and how they use certain language and they just by design try to bind you into the insurance plans that you're currently in. And part of that language is this concept of open enrollment. Now, understand that open enrollment is a real thing. But they try to insinuate to you, well, they out and out tell you, well, if it's not open enrollment season, you can't make any changes. It's just not true. There are ways that you can make changes with your health care. There are things that you can do to make your health care better, to serve you and your family better. And the man to call is your personal health care concierge. That's Shane Ring and Cover Nash. He shops over 75 market plans. These are plans available for us here in Middle Tennessee. His office is right in Brentwood, which is nice. So you can go look him in the face, and he can talk to you and walk through these plans with you and answer any questions that you might have individual to your circumstances and your individual situation. Friends, you can get more out of your health care. It doesn't have to feel like a mathematics exam. Call Shane Ring and Cover Nash. If you're tired of paying too much, if you're uninsured, or you're simply exhausted with some of the math that's involved in your plan, call 615-465-0023, 465-0023, or online at coverdash.com.
I'm serious about that.
You know, I've spoken often about my move to Mount Pleasant, and I don't talk as much as I should about the wonderful work that Accurate Mortgage did in getting me into the home that I'm in. You know, we recognized that we might pay a little bit more on our interest rates, but we paid less than I thought we would thanks to the hard work of Mike and his team at Accurate Mortgage. Friends, rates are what they are. You need a trusted local advisor like Accurate Mortgage to help guide you through this crazy market. If you're buying a home or if you're thinking about a refinance, you don't want some Joe Blow off the internet. They don't know our community. They don't know the areas that you're looking in. They don't see you at the ball game. They don't see you at the grocery store. Mike and his team, they do, and they listen. Now, they listen to you, which is so important. You know, every mortgage company can spout out interest rates and talk about, you know, refi and savings and this and that and cash out and all that. But listening, that truly is something special in the mortgage industry, and Accurate Mortgage does just that. Visit Accurate Mortgage today at AccurateMTG.com. I believe you'll want to give them a call, whether it's purchasing a home, a cash-out refi, to renovate your current home, or to pay off high-interest credit card debt. Let the loan advisors at Accurate Mortgage help find the right solution for you. Accurate Mortgage, NMLS 129944, rates and terms subject to change, equal housing lender. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, winding down our time at T-Line. Man, it's been fun. We should do this again tomorrow.
I'm so down, Matt. I feel like this was a fruitful endeavor, if you would call it.
I wanna talk to you about what we've learned about curling and generally speaking about all of this. I mean, look at all those. Look, we've got almost as many curling lanes as the Olympics. They got 4, we got 3.
Hey.
How about that? Let me see that menu real quick.
That
there,
menu,
Jackson.
this menu, elite menu.
What am is it now? What am I buying you for dinner?
Lots of things, Matt. Lots of things. I've got a shopping list for you.
Do you? I'm thinking just maybe one of the things. That's what I'm thinking. I wonder if you pay enough money, if they'll serve you the meal on a stone. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
There's not really a place for the meal to go.
Did you lift a stone? Did you lift the stone?
I lifted a stone. I swept a stone. I threw a stone. I did all the things with the stones.
You passed a stone.
He did. He actually did pass it.
I passed it to my good buddy Joseph Bonanno, the producer for 3HL.
Tell me, when you watch on television, it looks simple. I mean, look at them. I mean, we're watching it right now. They're just sliding along, and they just softly let that stone go, and it's as graceful as can be. Jackson, I did not see that level of grace when I saw you out on the what do we call it, on the ice?
Well, my teammates hit me with their broom.
Uh-huh. As you do. I don't blame them.
It was fun. It was fun, but, I mean, we're not very good. We're not this good. Look at this. Look at that.
I mean,
that.
What is that? Is that the 4-point circle? What is that?
No, okay, so what I learned is the circles do not matter.
Teach us, Jackson.
The circles do not matter.
The circles don't matter.
The circles do not matter. You just want to get as many rocks closer to this. The circle is only for centering purposes. So the only way one rock equals 1 point.
Okay.
After each team throws, the one with the rock closer to the center wins that point.
Okay.
So the circles matter in terms of centering.
Now, what did that lady just do right there? That feels like that's a blocking technique.
It is. You know, you don't want your opponents to be able to have a clear shot at the center, especially in this competition. Because,
I've noticed, we're watching as we sit here at T-Line. They have these huge screens, and you can see the luge. There's a lot of the Winter Olympic Games going on.
The luge.
And I just happened to, I can't help but notice that these curlers here on the ice that we're watching right now, they're much hotter than you, Jackson.
That's fair.
Is that
warm
a fair?
Right now, though, it gets pretty sweaty out there.
I mean, those are some athletic-looking curlers, and I just didn't get that sense from your team. Although you were the only one that didn't fall down.
I didn't. No, Joseph didn't. Actually, Joseph did fall down.
Joseph fell down. Will Bowling fell down.
Yeah, I mean, I stayed on my feet.
What are the odds that I fall down?
High, and the odds of me videotaping it are even higher.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Bell says it's 100%.
What are
100%.
the odds? What are the odds Matt comes into work tomorrow, Bell?
100%.
65.
Okay, I wouldn't say
think that's
100%.
fair.
I wouldn't say 100%.
Yeah, because
Who knows what would happen. I'm going to say 95%.
Ah,
I'll give myself 5% wiggle room for A, falling on the ice, busting up the back, B, horrible accident on Charlotte Pike, whatever.
Yeah, and you're not big on playing hooky.
No, I don't play. No, I broke my streak, Bell. That streak was important to me. The last time I took an unscheduled day off was when I got COVID in the Bat Meat Market in Goodlettsville at the Grand Old RV Resort, Convalescence Home, and Bat Meat Market. Now, you probably moved it. I was hoping Bell could find it in time, but
I didn't move it.
he probably moved it. It was in the ghetto.
It was where Nincompoops was.
That was the last time I took an unscheduled day off. Now, see, that thing is steaming. What's she doing there? Okay, she's knocking that guy out of the way.
Yeah, you want to get the guards out of the way so your final shot you can get another rock close to the center.
Jackson, this is a very rare occasion that you've taught me something today.
You want to know something else?
Yeah, sure.
This game was created in the 15th century by drunk Scottish men.
What?
They were just drunk on a lake one day and figured they'd throw rocks down it.
Man, drunk people in that part of the world, they created a lot of fun things. They basically created golf in that region of the world, too.
Well, you can't play golf when it's cold, so this is probably what they did after it got cold.
Yeah, maybe so. So drunk Scotchmen created curling.
Yes.
Why do they call it curling? Did you ask that question?
So the way the rock moves, it's in a J, and you want to use the sweep to curl. I don't know. It's something.
Were you just making that up?
No, that's how you say it, but I don't really know how to land that plane, so to speak.
Well, they kind of curve it in there.
Yeah, it's a J curve, and you use the broom to try to get a different curl on it.
Now, what are you doing? What are they doing when they're brooming that thing like that?
They are getting it to go not faster, but further to the point where they can get it.
So you can make it go further, but you can't make it slow down.
No, that is actually illegal as of a month ago.
A month ago?
In competitive curling, as of a month ago, you can no longer slow the rock down. I learned that from I call them the prodigies.
Those are the young fellows out there
that are training for the next Winter Olympics. The Hellman brothers, yes.
Is that who they are, the Hellman?
Yes.
The expectation is that, and I'm being dead serious, that these young men are going to be candidates for our Olympic team in 4 years.
And they're 14 years old. They're in the area.
Those guys are 14?
Yes.
No wonder he looked at me.
They're much better than us, and it really – they are going to teach you, and it's going to be weird for you because I'm only 26, and it was weird for me.
Oh, no.
I know it's going to be weird for you.
I love learning new things. Maybe that's why the kid looked at me funny, because I guess he doesn't know who the hell I am. He certainly doesn't know I'm on the radio. And I walked by him, and I was just joking around because,
is he the guy you did the –
I'm needlessly competitive, and I walked by and I said, I'm coming for you. I'm coming after you. And he looked at me funny. I was like, you heard me.
Matt, that's a step away from a felony.
It's certainly an HR violation. I would agree. Anyway,
be kind to them. Very nice young man.
7051 says my Scottish ancestors had a castle. Randy says, please don't put Jackson in one of those luge outfits. All right, here's a question. I don't think you've answered this question. Skeleton or luge? You have to do one.
What's the skeleton?
All right, in the luge, you're going down the ice on your back.
What's this?
Feet first. That's skeleton. You're going head first on your belly. So
do you not go head first in the other one?
In luge, you go feet first on your back.
Well, I'd rather break my legs than my neck, so I guess I'm going luge.
Yeah, but I feel like I would have more control that way, wouldn't you? Don't you?
I guess you're right. But I'm still going to crash it. Oh, yep, that metal rail. Yeah, I'm going to break my neck, so I'm going to go with luge.
Can you imagine going
That is so fast.
That is 60 miles an hour going head first down that ice.
If I would like to have Matt Murphy mic'd up doing the luge, would it be arable?
First you say it, then you do it. You understand what I'm saying? We're throwing down the S-bombs. First you say it, then you do it. I would need new luge breeches or skeleton bridges.
Would your mic'd up moments be arable?
They would not be arable whatsoever. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll air the final segment of this radio show. We invite you to come by T-Line. By the way, I have an opportunity for Mike in Old Hickory.
If you can get down to T-line before
But
7 o'clock.
You will give you time on the radio.
Yeah, you get the remaining time until 7 on the radio.
So Mike in Old Hickory, if you can get over here by 7 o'clock, we'll eliminate the suspension. Currently, Mike in Old Hickory is suspended until at least February the 15th.
So honestly, there's only 1 day left of the suspension.
Yeah, so you get a 24-hour reprieve if you can get over here by 7 o'clock. So Mike in Old Hickory, come on over. Don't speed, buddy. The Nashville Metro Police will be out in force looking for you. It's 48 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Fellas, I've been telling you about Valentine's Day. You know the date, for goodness sake. It's February 14th every single year. For Valentine's Day, flowers are nice, but nothing is more timeless than an incredible, dazzling bracelet, a pair of diamond earrings, a colored gemstone pendant, something that she's going to keep and wear for the rest of time and talk about for that length of time as well. And you get it at Genesis Diamonds. They put together a special selection of incredible and affordable gifts for this Valentine's Day, including all new creations from their exclusive designers. These are unique pieces that she's going to go crazy over. Plus, for the ultimate in value, they've got the Genesis Half-Price Vault, a selection of exquisite jewelry at an incredible 50% off. That's half price. Genesis has amazing jewelry starting at $499. Diamond stud earrings, bangles, bracelets, engagement and wedding rings. If you're thinking about that over the course of the winter into the spring, they've got it at Genesis. So this Valentine's, let the non-commissioned experts at Genesis show you how to say, I love you, louder than ever. It's a classic and elegant gift that goes beyond ordinary. Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to Genesis. Saying it. Who would have thought it would be cold in the curling arena? I think we have a Hellman's brother on. I think we do. No, is he coming? Is he coming in?
Joseph?
Okay, Joseph, do we have him or no?
He's coming. He's got to take his sliders off.
Okay, I got you.
Which Hellman's brother?
This is Tucker, I think this is his name. Tucker Hellman.
Is it Hellman?
Yes, like
Like the mayonnaise?
Yes.
Like Meal Diamond.
Oh, yeah, like Meal Diamond. Okay. So the first question is, are you part of the Hellman fortune? And then we'll talk about curling. So Joseph is kind of the brother producer to Jackson Williams over on the sports side of things. He produces 3HL over at 104.5 The Zone. And I just introduced him, and now I'm not going to talk to you because I want to talk to the Hellman brother.
Tucker, what's going on, man?
Is this Tucker Hellman?
Yeah, it is.
Tucker, I'm Matt Murphy. Nice to see you, brother.
Nice to see you.
You've been busy out there, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Teaching a ton of learner curls.
So where are you from originally?
I'm from California,
Okay.
the Bay Area.
Is that where you learned?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been? Have you guys been out here?
Here?
Yeah, in Nashville.
Actually, we landed at, I think it was like 10
Okay, so you
o'clock.
still live in California. You don't live out here.
No.
Okay. Do you train here or what?
No, first time here, actually.
Okay. How's
What do you think of the city?
How's the city? How's the space? What do you think?
It's awesome. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how long have you been curling?
4 years.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So and I've been told that you were in your teens.
Yeah.
And obviously you're really good at this. Everybody is singing your praises over here on this side of the glass.
Really?
Yeah,
Ooh.
they're like you're good. Not only are you insane at what do we call throwing the stone?
Yeah, throwing the stone.
Is that what we call it?
Yeah.
We're
just throwing in general.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
So how in the world did a California guy get into curling?
So there's this guy, John Schuster. He won the Olympics in 2018. And we were actually flipping through channels, and I'm like, you know what, that kind of looks interesting. And I'm like, you know what, I kind of want to try that. And like everyone says, ooh, I could do that. So I fell on my butt probably like four or five times. It was a lot harder than I thought it was. But COVID happened, obviously.
Yeah.
I tried that in 2018, 2019, and that's right when COVID happened. Awesome. So I couldn't curl again for a bit, and then the next Olympics happened, and let's try this again. So in 2022, I tried it. I joined my first league, and I just didn't stop.
So how old are you now?
I'm 14.
You're 14 years old.
14 years old.
And you've got a brother.
Twin brother, yeah.
Twin brother, and you guys have your eyes on the next Olympics. I mean, is that in your focus?
2030, 2034. Somewhere around there.
I mean, what is the curling universe like in the United States of America? Are we really good at it or what?
We actually, these guys, Corey and Corey, they just won silver at the
mixed doubles
Olympics. Yeah. So we're pretty dang good at it. Yeah, but I'd say we're up there with all the best countries, I would say.
Okay. And so what is a day like for you in terms of, I mean, obviously you're in school, I would assume,
right.
and in some level of schooling. So you practicing year round, or how are you doing it?
Well, I curl on Mondays and Wednesdays for league, and then I practice on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and I also practice on Friday. And then when school's out, I curl Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and then the weekends.
How would you describe, for the novice, how do you describe curling? For somebody that's never seen it before, and just because, you watch it on television, right?
Yeah.
And
is it like a one-word type of thing, or just how do you describe it in general?
how would you describe it? I've heard it called, I heard this today, that it's kind of chess on ice.
Chess on ice?
Yeah.
I would
fair?
say, I wouldn't say bowling on ice, or it's kind of like.
Have you ever played golf?
Yeah.
Have you ever played with for me?
It was a while ago. So
throwing that rock, it's like you're on a really slick green.
You know
and you're
what?
trying to putt.
Yeah, that's kind of like golf. I'm not gonna lie, and kind of like bocce a little bit.
Yeah. So you've been training these fellows. You've been trying to show them the ropes.
Yeah.
Have you been sorely disappointed in Jackson Williams? Because I have been.
You've been?
Yes, for my time with him as my
What
executive.
did my boy Jackson do?
He's my executive producer of this radio show, and for our time together, I've been sorely disappointed in him. So I just want to bond with you in your disappointment.
Tucker, you don't know, but this man, he likes to lie a lot.
Right.
Especially about me.
No, I can tell.
Spread nasty rumors.
Right,
because
you're the one who carried it out for the win, right?
No, that was Joseph.
Yeah.
You guys both did, amazing, and
He's trying to throw you some flowers, man.
I
Just take your
appreciate it,
flowers.
Tucker.
Just
I mean,
take your flowers.
I was
from
definitely
Tucker.
probably your worst student of the day.
it's all good.
But
He
it
didn't
was
deny
fun.
it. That's
We had a
good.
time.
I like
We had a
that.
good
He didn't
time.
deny it. That's fine. It's fine. Some
No,
people have different attributes.
You know what? You did a lot better than other people I've teached before
That's good.
or taught.
And I had to
so-
leave to come hang out with him.
I would expect that almost everyone that comes on the ice for the first time thinks it's going to be a lot easier.
Oh
than
yeah,
it is.
they're like, oh yeah, I could do this. It's dad sport, like-
Because it's literally you're walking on ice.
yeah.
We just had an ice storm in Nashville a couple of weeks ago, and people are like busting their asses.
Right.
And this is what it's like.
Yeah. I mean, let's take the Winter Olympics, right?
Yeah.
There's hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I can do that. And then there's snowboarding. Oh, I don't think I can do that either. Oh, curling. Whoa.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Everyone thinks,
do it.
oh, I can do this.
Nobody can do it.
Right.
Tucker can do it. We're going to look for you on the Olympic Games
Yeah.
in the next few years.
All right.
Tucker, thanks for stopping by, man.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thanks for having
Jackson,
me.
thanks for nothing.
All right.
For
Appreciate
nothing.
You, Tucker.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. There's Jackson and I are going to get some food, and we're going to have Tucker figure out who's the worst at curling. We'll be back tomorrow for a Friday edition of the Matt Murphy Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Thank you to Ken Weaver. Thank you to Jackson Williams. Thank you to Kirby. Thank you to Bell K back at home base. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Until then, Matt Murphy speaking and saying, hug your loved ones. So long, everybody.